Hello and welcome to day 4 of the 2018 All Shortcuts plus Olmec Moss Ranking Tournament. I'm here with Kenny Jupp, who recently lost the snowball world record to a far superior runner.
Yeah, it was a tragedy.
And yeah, we'll have a mix of upper bracket races, which are people who haven't lost yet, and lower bracket races of people with one loss and who are facing elimination today. First up, we're actually going to have Spef versus TNF. We had a couple of internet problems with TNF. He had been connecting from Korea. So we're actually going to be doing a pre-recorded race between Spef and TNF here. Let me pull up TNF's VOD, and we'll get started in just a moment. Any races you're looking forward to today, Kenny?
Well, now that we're getting further along in the tournament, all the races are really, really interesting. I've had fun the whole time, but these ones in particular, I think we're down to 16 runners. Everyone's had at least a win, and half of the people haven't had a loss yet, so really interesting. I'm definitely looking forward to seeing. I mean, I can't really even name names from here because I'm looking forward to each one of these races.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, there's a lot of great runners left. Of course, there's favorites in some cases, but yeah, I don't think there's anyone who's just walking through to the next round in this tournament.
Yeah, each of these races could go either way. There's some favorites in each one, but I wouldn't be surprised if any one of these people wins.
Well, with that, I think we should just get started with the races and think about the broader picture a little bit later. So, Spef, whenever you're ready, you can take off, and I'll sync up TNF's race to be at the same time you take off. All right. Perfect.
Good luck, guys.
Yeah, good luck to all runners. Whew, so Spef versus TNF. Been really impressed with...
I don't know what time TNF gets. Like you said, we had to pre-record it, so my reactions will be pretty genuine here. Spef's racing live, though.
Yeah, we recorded it a couple days ago, so hopefully I've forgotten most of what actually happens in the race. But yeah, I would say TNF's been grinding a lot of these RTA runs recently with a couple of really impressive runs in all shortcuts. His all characters run is now down to 73 minutes, which is good enough for 4th place. So yeah, definitely a lot of potential.
Yeah, not only the main RTA categories, he's doing some of the off-the-wall ones, but he has a really good time in the main one, really good rank in it too. He has a sub-18.
Right.
So
yeah, he's number 4 in all achievements, number 4 in all characters. I'm not sure if he's done... Yeah, he's got a good all journal entries run too, with a 51-minute run.
I think TNF's one of those guys who doesn't have a lot of hours in the game, so when he really has a lot of untapped potential.
Definitely.
You can see that from how well he does in the categories he puts more time into. But yeah, he doesn't do a ton of regular runs.
And we see him exiting the tutorial just about a second or two beyond Spef. So the current world record holder in the tutorial discipline. It's very impressive.
Yep, and he's using his signature Pink Bunny character.
And we got another one of these Spelunky guy characters. That was something we saw yesterday, actually. 2 runners in the same race at a Spelunky guy.
Yeah, Meow always uses the Spelunky guy, and a handful of others do. It always reminds me of Zaxinator, because he did use different colorings of Spelunky guy, I think.
Oh, okay.
Shin did too at one point.
Sure. So Shin sort of moved on to the pirate. Oh, wow, we got a death by Spef, so...
That's good for TNF.
Yeah,
he's
upset
going to
brewing.
need upset brewing.
That's right.
Brewing. It would be an upset, but TNF it wouldn't really be a huge upset because TNF really can hold his own in all shortcuts races.
Sure. See, I was saying Shin has moved on to a lot of the cat characters as well as the pirate.
Yeah, he uses the cat characters a lot too. Him and Groomp are the only 2 stuck with the cat characters. I used the cat character for a while, actually. I'll probably go back to it at some point, come to think of it.
We got a Spider Girl coffin here for TNF. So I mentioned before he's been doing a lot of all characters runs, so that's got to sting a little bit that he can't take it. That's been sort of a recurring theme this tournament. It seems like we're getting just a tremendous number of these random hired help characters.
Will you switch to all characters if it's a world record seed?
Yeah, of course. Clearly.
Okay, just making sure.
Of course.
So I was looking at the seeding of the tournament, and Spef and TNF are right next to each other in terms of seeding. They're fourth and fifth, respectively. So I think that's the closest race we'll have today based on seeding. Also, Groomp and Meow are 13th and 12th.
Yeah, TNF actually got his PB on the first AS+O tournament qualifying submission. So he's peaking right now.
Yep. Okay, so we have both runners on the one rope split. Did we have a TNF death, I want to say? I'm not actually sure because they're both even again. And since F's death was on 1-3, I think they're probably...
Yeah, unless it was a 1-1 death or so, I think it's just TNF's been moving a little bit more carefully, so he made up some time by not dying, but I think Spef is moving a little bit faster. We see him
nice
get a
rope
40...
Use. Yep, just
yeah,
over 40
second for Spef, and
just good.
49 for TNF. So we're effectively tied, maybe a second or two difference.
Yep.
So I always like to see how out of the way runners will be going for these gems here. Looks like TNF finds a couple of triple stacks of gold, and he'll take an early cash lead.
Yeah, it's a tough call to know when to go for gems. In a race setting, in particular, you don't want to get in a situation where you're at the bottom of 1-4 with not enough money.
Yeah.
So you have to backtrack. So I think it is a good idea to go out of your way a bit. Yeah, the dupes help. The dupes actually end up helping in a speed run.
Yeah, so. It's not trivial. So Spef moving a little bit ahead. TNF just needs one more gold brick or
both of them are in great shape with money. But both probably have 10k into 1-4 actually.
Ooh.
So since TNF took an arrow there in 1-3, so on the 10k split, we might not see him go for the double delivery, right on, continuing on to the 2-bomb split, but we'll see.
Definitely an interesting
decision. Spef took
decision.
some damage too, but nothing too serious.
He's also short one resource, so okay, now down
I
to...
suspect he'll reset.
Yeah, this looks like a reset.
Yeah, definitely. Those were smart bombs, though. They saved him more time than continuing on probably would have.
So down to one bomb. You can see a really bold play by Speffer. Okay, wow, so we got essentially a tied race again. With,
yep, they both do the reset.
Both
good call for both of them.
Yeah, both in the lobby.
Spef because of his bombs and TNF because of his HP. Interesting shot for Spef. I don't know if I might have taken that, but in a race he would have saved time with it, but it would also have been risky. Not a whole lot of risk, but you can't really fault him for skipping that shot there.
Yeah,
having the aggro in the jungle can lead to some really nasty exits.
Looks like he's using bombs instead of the Matic that he could have been cutting time
with.
Plus
it's not quite as OP since he has bombs he can use.
Ooh. We got our first black market of the day for TNF.
Got him a nice 7-second level there and into a predictable layout.
Yeah. Gotta take this. Oh no!
Some Tiki Man damage, but he's still hanging on. He's got to get through another level and a half here with 1 HP, which he's playing really safe. I think he'll be able to do it. Sometimes though, you just, as we saw, I think it was, I don't remember who was racing yesterday, but I think it was Mike. I want to say Mike. He had 1 HP for a while on a race, and he was doing everything he could and doing it well, and then a frog just came from the sky out of nowhere. Took him out. I'm pretty sure it was Mike, but could be wrong on that.
So both runners on 2-4 with Spef exiting?
Yeah, Spef moving a little bit faster just since he has the extra HP. But TNF gets an agreeable 2-4, which can be a little bit rare.
Yeah.
He really needed it there, though, and he gets the delivery as well.
Yeah, so just maybe about 5-6 seconds difference. One interesting thing that I saw while we were discussing other things is Spef did skip a black market. It was closer to the bottom of the level, so it would have saved him a lot less time than the one that TNF got.
Good memory, Twitch chat. It was Vlad, I remember now. Yeah, it was on the key split, actually.
Not much happening right now.
Yeah, TNF about half a level behind because he got a slightly longer 2-2, I guess.
That's a nice bomb.
Yeah, that
This
made
kind
that
of
whole situation easier for Speff.
fell in the basket there. And another good bomb by Speff.
Yeah. TNF doing some tunneling, which are also good bombs. Really no reason not to use your bombs at this point on the 2-rope split.
Yep, both runners into 2-4 now. Speff has a couple more resources to play with than TNF.
Scary rock there.
Yeah, definitely.
Speff, but he sees it. Okay, so we have Speff getting into the shotgun split at a good time, under 9 minutes, which for a race, is pretty good. Especially with an early death.
Very good decision by TNF to use a bomb instead of a rope on that monkey, because it also knocked out that Tiki Man towards the exit. So just solving the end of the level. Oh, and Speff gets an early shotgun.
It's a pretty good shot just because of the sheer number of ropes. He'll be able to use a ton of those ropes, and the shotgun with the spring boots is actually pretty good mobility. Ooh. It would have been nice to see a cape in there, but...
So monkeys steal 3 ropes from TNF, so complete opposite luck so far for the runners.
Yeah, it's definitely looking better for Speff right now, but it's still early.
Yeah, no.
About halfway done, assuming both runners don't have any key split hang-ups. Speff just murders the 2-2 exit keeper there.
Yep, he'll have to deal with a couple levels of aggro, whereas TNF finds a shotgun in the Ashgrave.
That's true.
So...
that's an interesting bomb shot. It looks like Speff's going to go for the triple delivery, probably.
And a BM for TNF.
This could get really interesting. If TNF gets a jetpack, he'll definitely be able to make up some of this time, but he might spend a little while in the black market like we've seen runners do.
Oh no.
Oh, TNF takes a costly 2-4 death. That's pretty costly. It looked like he wasn't going to go for the robbery anyway, but it's unfortunate.
So I think the combination of the level feeling text plus that he was looking for items in the black market that made him lose a little focus and not see the snail bubbles that ultimately ended that run.
Yeah, pretty troll tikis as well that he just bounced into. It looked like he was going to survive with a little bit of HP left too, but... So we have Speff getting the shotgun delivery in just over 10 minutes and onto the 3-bomb. TNF might get shotgun trolled right now, I'm not sure. He takes a 2-3 death, so TNF's going to need Speff to have some sort of hang up to make up some ground on him.
For sure.
Wow. That was a pretty troll situation for Speff. I was going to say a really smart bomb from him, which it was, and it would have worked, but a shopkeeper from above made him... He couldn't jump the shopkeeper's bullets, or the shopkeeper on the right would have got him. Yeah. But, it's not a very costly death, honestly. Yep. It was on, I think... That's interesting, yeah. That's a good call from him. He can do the double delivery here with a ton of bombs.
Doesn't take the shotgun, though.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's got... That shows a good level of confidence. I think that he didn't take the shotgun. He just wants to use his whip. He's got a lot of bombs that he can chuck at things, too, so I think it should be fine.
Yeah, tossing those in the mothership in particular is what I'm thinking about. So TNF does get another shotgun. Unfortunately, it's one of these suboptimal shots. He tries to pick up the shotgun but gets a boomerang. It
was a tough situation with this Tiki.
Yeah.
Kind of hard to know what's going on. And this frog. That was a really troll shot, but he does a good robbery and he's in there. So Speff, meanwhile, dealing with some shopkeepers on bounce pads at some of these ice caves exits, but I think he's in really good shape to do a double delivery here. But mothership, sometimes you just get screwed in there.
Sometimes you die,
yeah. Nice job dodging the UFO there. He can't afford a death because it wasn't he doesn't have the Ankh. It wasn't a black market he got this jetpack from. Thanks for the bits, Cleric.
Oh yeah, thanks. So, exit of the mothership is always the tough part in this run?
Yeah, he can use a rope. He has a ton of bombs he can use. He didn't get an awful mothership exit, but It's a little bit... Okay.
Yeah, a little
Looks
slow,
good.
but he was able to take it safely.
Yeah, this is one of those situations where Mothership really feels like a good call because he's got the jetpack. He doesn't have to potentially stand on an elevator for 15 seconds waiting for every tier to go up every tier of the Mothership.
And Speff will move on to the key split while TNF is still working on that 3-bomb split in the ice cave. Keeps the option alive for, I was going to say for a double
So
delivery.
I think he's, yeah, it looks like he's just doing a single delivery.
Yeah, I think this might be cooked too. Jeez.
Nice ducking there. That might have saved him, actually.
Yeah. I actually wish there were some more instances where ducking was relevant in the game. I don't know how exactly that would fit in, but definitely enjoy whenever runners do that. Occasionally we've seen runners duck behind Anubis's purple blast, for example. But yeah, other than that, never really know when it's effective or not.
That's right.
So Speff's still looking for that gold key. He's now moving on to 1-3. Nothing yet. Not a score seed. And we do find the gold chest, so we know that the gold key is not too far behind. But it looks like there's a possibility it's buried in the level here somewhere. He's hoping it's on the bottom layer, but if it isn't, it's going to cost all of his ropes and really complicate things. A couple of good spots down there below. No, not yet. Okay, so he actually gets close to the ideal situation with this gold key, but because he couldn't know it was there, he had to...
Yeah, he had to waste some time looking around.
Look around. We get a teleporter for TNF. He's on 3-1. So...
We had a death from TNF on 3-3 of this split, I believe, but he could make up some time with this teleporter. He's actually not too far behind because, like you said, wow.
I don't know if I've seen that very often in an AS+O attempt.
No.
So yeah, you can enter them Y in other ways than just dying with the Ankh. It's just an illusion almost, the graphic.
So far he's made good use of this teleporter, only using it when it's safe and he knows. Okay, so I think he might be going for a Mothership entrance again. He just decides to put the teleporter down, which is probably a good idea. And he gets a nice 33 seconds, which was thanks to the teleporter, so really nice split there.
Sure.
So he's about a world and a half behind Speff, I want to say.
So he will begin his gold key search.
It's definitely still a race, because as you can see, Speff gets up blocked off Beehive. He might be able to. He might be thinking about picking up. Yeah, he's going to pick up that jelly, which could really help.
Yep.
So he'll be able to do some more risky things. Just not risky in terms of losing the key in the abyss, but like he's got 8 HP. He'll be able to tank some damage. It might even be worth it to try to do the temple on this same split, but we'll see. He's just got a lot of HP.
Yeah, hard to know.
And I think, yeah, his other resources are kind of low though.
So TNF does get the gold key, and so that means if Speff takes a death, he will be falling behind TNF here.
That's right, and Speff's he's handling these jungle levels well, just having to use a lot of resources. I think he just used a couple bombs on 2-3 there. So he's got one tough jungle level left, and then he's got a couple ropes in case he ends up on the wrong side of an ice cave level, so...
Yeah, but probably
I think
a little bit
he'll be
nervous.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, anything can really happen in the
simple.
ice caves. An off-screen freeze ray could knock you into a stun lock.
Shout out to Meow.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Nice little footwork by Speff there in the ice caves, making sure he doesn't take fall damage and drop the key into the abyss. Meanwhile, TNF gets a dark level on the key split, which is always difficult.
Yeah, because you can't really justify going through the level without taking the torch. It would be a really costly death. Not as costly as an ice cave's death, but yeah.
So 2 more levels for Speff. Not on this side.
Yeah, I don't think it's there. It's that Yeti was a little bit scary. All right, he just has to waiting that out. There we go.
So we
Meanwhile,
see.
TNF is still in the dark
Yeah,
level, which
it's
is, I mean, it's been a long zigzaggy level.
about 45 seconds. Speph's gonna try to
Steph going
cook
for the
in.
perfect cook.
It doesn't
That was
happen.
close, you know.
Yeah.
It was a good attempt.
Frame or two earlier on that toss, and he would have had it.
Yep. So he's got 2 ropes if he's on the wrong side. I think he'll be okay. He's had some. Oh my, that is frustrating to see, but I think he'll be okay.
All right,
Okay.
he's in. So
Really
make
tough
sure
3-4. Kudos to Speff for keeping his cool there. That's not the kind of chasm you want to see on 3-4 with 2 ropes left.
And he will reset. The no amount of HP can make up for no resources.
Yeah.
How's his temple shortcut time?
Speff's?
Mm-hmm.
He has a 52 or 53, I want to say. Plus, he can also do the sub. He knows the sub 30 4-bomb fight. He was pretty instrumental in figuring that out
Sure.
for everyone.
So TNF having another really tough level. This one 50 seconds, so even longer than the dark level. But he's playing it safe. He's gonna make sure that if Speff isn't able to finish in his first couple times, he'll be right back in it.
That's right. An Olmec death for Speff could potentially even it up, actually.
Just sending a couple of notices to our next batch of runners.
Cool.
I'm seeing that Chocolate Cake is streaming already, and looking to see if DT's around. Okay, great. Alright, so 4-3 for Speff.
Speff's had some tough tempo levels this whole tempo.
Yeah, I think he's also
Playing
being
it safe.
very cautious, yeah. He
Yeah.
sees where TNF is, and
Yeah, that's one advantage. I'd say disadvantage. The people who pre-recorded their races have is they can't see
Sure.
how the other runner's doing. But I don't think it would have changed anything for the way TNF's playing. He plays pretty methodically regardless.
for sure.
So we do have
Okay,
Speff going for the safe
interesting.
fight, which I think that's a good idea.
Yeah, he actually knows that just one Olmec death and TNF would catch up completely here, assuming he's able to deliver
Yeah, that's
this.
right.
So
I mean, you're racing to win. You're not racing for style points, right? So I never fault these guys for doing the safe fights.
and one more layer. So he will have to get Olmec to stomp.
Yeah, it could be the weird pixel perfect pull, but it looks fine.
Yeah, that's good. Oh god. Okay, he's good.
There we go.
Alright, so very good race by Speff here. So 21:33. Meanwhile, we do see TNF deliver the gold key on his first try.
Yeah, so TNF definitely held his own here with Speff, which is pretty impressive.
yeah, if we didn't have those two, there was the dark level and then the B level after that. If he didn't spend 45 seconds on both of those, he would be right there at Olmec with Speff. So
Yeah, that's right.
yeah,
21:33. It's a good race time. You could see that in any of these late races and still have a win.
Alright, so we're just going to watch the end of TNF, and I'm going to do a little bit of background work where I first award Speff the victory. He'll advance to the winner of Mazarak versus Ix later today, and we'll drop
Cool.
TNF down to the lower bracket. So, I also need to...
Right, yeah, TNF is still in this because this was one of our upper bracket races. This was TNF's first loss, so he'll have one more shot, basically.
So just changing the names on the runners, so this will not appear accurate. But alright, so TNF does move on to Olmec. Meanwhile, I'm going to be getting the other runners set up behind the scenes.
Yeah, both of those tempos were pretty crazy, crazy long, difficult. both SPEFs and TNFs. TNF going for a fast strategy here because he doesn't have the means to do a safe fight. He's on the right side of Olmec, which sometimes can get you stunned. He has a lot of HP though, so he could survive a few stuns.
Have we cracked that mechanic, by the way?
Wow.
Yeah.
That was just like a pixel from crushing him. Nice job by TNF.
Yep, so about 2 minutes behind, I was going to say DT, but SPEF.
Yeah. Yeah, I thought he was actually going to get crushed there, but just been a pixel or so away from it. But yeah, we haven't really figured out the stunning mechanic. We know a few things you can do to minimize why it happens, but I suspect it's just something with Olmec's right side hitbox. It definitely happens on the right side a ton more than the left. I've only seen it happen on the left 2 or 3 times.
Alright, so we have both runners in game, and I'm waiting to hear from Chocolate Cake if he is ready to go. Let me pull up their player cards, see if that works. So waiting to hear from the runners if they're going to start in SRL or if they want to count down in Discord. So, any obvious favorite in this race, Kenny, or pretty even?
Yes. I mean, obviously DT is the favorite in this race here, but definitely don't want to count Cake out. He has an 1840, which he did pull off in qualifying, so he's definitely not rusty in any way. DT, I would say, is also not rusty though. He as you can see, he was seated really high. He got a time only about 42 seconds behind his PB for the qualification times. So
sure. Yeah, he actually announced that he was gonna try to push the AS+O down just a little bit farther, but didn't quite get there. But maybe as the tournament goes on, that'll happen.
Yep.
Okay, we'll do a countdown in Discord. So just waiting for readies from both runners. And I will give a countdown. They're both typing. DT is ready. Chocolate Cake is ready. Alright, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go! And as per usual, there's a slight delay as they receive the message. And they will take off now. Alright, so DT got a slightly faster start, so as usual, I will sync him up by holding his race by about half a second or 2 seconds. Alright, we got a race. DT Chocolate Cake. So someone made a comment in, it was TTF in chat that Teen Cake sounds amazing. I agree.
Yeah. We get to see this Tank Man character, which I like.
Very cool.
And Choco stream here. It's got to feel really good for Cake to get a chance to run against T in a tournament. And this is also an upper bracket match, I believe. Yeah. So Cake hasn't had a loss yet. DT had a bye, but he still hasn't had a loss. So we a nice crust cape for Choco. That's pretty rare.
Crust cape.
I wonder if that would save any time. Probably not.
I mean, 0-3 does have the long drop, but I think it would be holding a bomb.
I had a teleporter drop out of that same spot once, but it was before I knew what to do with it on this.
Of course. Yeah, I got a 0-2 teleporter, and I took a couple teleports, couldn't find the exit, so just so used to going the very specific route.
Yeah, that's right.
I needed a compass as well. So wow, we actually have Chocolate Cake and exiting the tutorial faster than DT.
Yeah,
so,
T has his own tutorial strats really, which, I mean, a few seconds in the tutorial won't matter a ton.
So different sets of characters after the tutorial. We got DT on Carl and Chocolate Cake on the green girl, except she's got sunglasses on.
Yep, T's signature Cyclops character.
Mhm.
I think when we found out how to change character slots, he was a lot more excited about AS+O because he could use the Cyclops. He's one of the veteran runners who still sticks with one of the default characters.
Okay.
And not a recoloring or anything.
I do
So
like
we
Carl.
do. Me too. I used to use I had a red Cyclops and that purple Cyclops. I think Shin made. I used for quite a while.
Oh yeah, it was the gray Cyclops with purple hair, or?
Yeah, that's right.
That was a fun one. Ooh! T taking some damage and really burning through resources, but he'll get all of them back at the end of the stage.
Yeah, that's right.
Cake,
He was T was using the bombs and ropes to save a couple seconds on levels, which is really smart.
So Cake about 10 seconds behind. Just DT is one of the faster runners, and he was able to put it together in this one. Nice straight down level for T as well on this leg.
Looks like the same for Cake.
Yeah. Love to see these fast seeds. A teleporter for T, but opts not to take it.
Yeah, I don't blame him for that.
So, in case people are waiting to race, if you want to get on the caster sides and have us cheering for you, if you grab a teleporter, you're guaranteed to get support.
Yeah, we had. I mean, TNF lost his race, but he did some crazy good moves with the teleporter that saved probably about 10 seconds, and he just used it completely safely. Sometimes there's no safe way to use that thing, though.
So, just because I pointed it out, Chocolate Cake did also see a teleporter on 1-3 and opted not to take it. It also had a compass, so a little bit easier, a little bit safer to use, but totally understandable. It makes sense. Just we want to see people teleport into walls, or not, or make it through.
Having fast splits with the teleporter on these races is also pretty nuts to see.
Yeah, I've ruined a couple of my gold splits by getting improbable teleporters and 25-second splits, so my sum of best is now almost meaningless.
Yeah, AS+O is a category where sum of best doesn't really mean a whole lot due to that.
Yeah, my PB is, I believe, 3.5 minutes behind sum of best. So, and it still feels like a pretty good time. Anyhow, another interesting shop for Chocolate Cake. On the 10K split is where we might see the first shop robberies, but
yeah, or like a snake pit. I've seen T do some robberies for, like, I think on his old record he did a Matic compass robbery on the one rope split.
Okay, yeah.
Which he ended up getting a sub 40, I think, with it. So it's a little different though, not when you're not playing for PB.
Sure.
Seeing some safer plays, which is understandable.
Yep.
So
T is really collecting as much gold as he can see.
So Cake actually has a slight lead now because T had some roundabout levels. He wanted to go in the snake pit there. You could see he knows the strat, but the snake pit was blocked off for T, so he opts not to take it.
Yep.
This was a situation where the snake pit probably would have wasted time overall on the double delivery. And
both runners into the 2-bomb split. Neither of them have full resources, but close enough to keep going.
Nice back whip for T there. But Cake definitely holding his own.
Yeah, definitely.
Having a lead 6 minutes into the race is pretty impressive.
Yeah, the mentality of just playing your game, not making any mistakes, and hoping...
Really smart rope there for T.
I hope you get the good items. Hope your opponent gets shotgun or key trolled.
Nice Tiki Man whip for Cake there. He's still got T got a really nice level with some good platforming, so he ended up being only about 2 or 3 seconds behind Cake at this point.
Both runners are probably pretty happy where things stand.
Some spring boost for T.
Those are good. They're just a little hard to adjust to in the middle of a race.
Tough 2-4 there for T. As a result, Cake pulls a little bit further ahead, but not by much. Just about 2 more seconds remaining.
See Maz's comment in chat. Just he's got some
Yeah.
strats.
It might happen.
Yep.
I know it won't, but
So Choco's still a couple seconds ahead of T. Both
T got-
runners. Good.
T's speed here is just really on display. He's
Yeah.
just plowing through this split here. He's had, I want to say he's had some worse levels overall than Cake, but it's hard to say. He sees this nice alternate path that makes 2-2 a lot easier,
Mm-hmm.
but Cake definitely moving very fast in his own right. He very little hesitation because he knows he's facing T. He can't really play it safe.
Showing respect. The younger generation of speedrunners.
Yep, actually, Cake might be older than T, but I don't know.
I have no idea.
But in terms of speedrunning, T has been doing it longer.
So both runners on to 2-4. T has a little tricky exit, has to dip into the water, avoid some tiki traps, but he'll finish. And Chocolate Cake is about 5 to 10 seconds behind. So the shotgun split is where things can really open up.
Yep, we'll see if we get any shotgun trolls. Both runners were on a good pace into the shotgun split, just under 8:30, I think, which is really nice. A lot of race left.
Okay, so T gets the first shop. It's the hired help shop, which is probably the worst in terms of robbery, but he does it.
It's a tricky robber. He does it well, and he gets the shotgun. Wastes no time in there whatsoever.
No hesitation. So he'll have aggro, but he'll have the peace of mind that he hasn't been shotgun trolled. Meanwhile, Chocolate Cake into 2-2 gets a much better shop. Climbing gloves are amazing. Extra bombs are nice. And a jetpack. All right. So here we go. Battle lines are drawn.
This is what we needed to see to make to give Cake a.
Yeah, I couldn't tell what that was at first. I thought it might have been another bomb.
He definitely had a shot regardless, but now he has like I don't know. He might be the favorite at this point in the race if he gets this triple delivery. Yeah.
So
like,
DT
no matter how fast T moves here, it'll be hard to not lose time to Cake.
Yeah. So T does see another shot with climbing gloves and a compass, which isn't as fast as a jetpack, but we're getting pretty close. And he decides not to rob it though. So taking the safer route, probably the lowest.
So something I wanted to point out is neither of these runners are out after today. They just move into the lower bracket. They'll have a little bit of work to do to get back into a chance at the finals and the championship, but
near simultaneous delivery of the shotgun split, DT is going to go back into the lobby and take the ice cave shortcut. Meanwhile, Chocolate Cake will continue on into the triple delivery split. Kind of an
so if Cake handles this triple delivery, he'll probably have a lead on T. We have T's gets to showcase his low percent platforming again though on this without aggro as well, which will make him not have to hesitate at exits like we see Cake having to do.
So yeah, T is moving a little bit faster than. Oh, never mind.
Scary situation. He got to the bottom of the level, got to sub 10 level, but he took some fall damage there. Still a fast level though. And Cake, meanwhile, he's handling these exits well. Yeah, T was thinking about I think a potential double delivery.
Yeah.
It's a tough call.
Choco is going to take the bomb route in, so he has quite a few extra bombs, not many extra ropes.
Yeah,
And we've seen in this tournament. Go ahead.
I was going to say, interestingly, only one level separates them right now, but we'll see. Cake pull ahead a little bit more if he manages to survive. Gets a
decent exit.
Yeah.
He gets
Oh
sniped by the
my!
UFOs.
There was a lot.
And the shopkeeper lets him live.
Oh, that was tough. Really nice job by Cake. He couldn't approach that exit at full speed with that. There was a UFO there, and when you have to hesitate just a little bit there, you're going to have issues with the turrets, which is what hit him. Cake gets a wet fur 3-4.2, but he handles it fine, and he gets the triple delivery. So
Couple levels
Cake
ahead.
is into Key. He's like on PB pace by a fair bit, I think. Just 12 minutes flat into the Key is one of the best we've seen so far. I think we saw a couple around 11, but yeah, T's still working his way through the ice caves here. He did a reset in 3-1 because he ended up on the wrong side of a really annoying level, which happens when you don't have a compass. An off-screen error for Cake. A good reset there.
So
I would say that was a good
between
reset.
the runners here.
Only a couple levels now. So one thing I wanted to point out that is something to watch for is DT's old AS+O record had a ridiculous key split. It was something like I want to say a 3:15 in-game time finish.
Oh, wow.
So yeah, I'm not sure I've ever had one that fast. I think I have like a 3:19, but he's getting some arguably awful.
Okay, just takes a death. Yeah.
That layout was rough. He could have bombed the mammoths or something, but it could have also backfired. One of them could have had a
So Chocolate does find the key level.
ice gun.
Oof.
T's struggling a little bit on this split, but he's definitely not out of the race at this point.
For sure.
He got a few bad levels.
Yeah, just observing
were
that
pretty troll.
Chocolate Cake is down to just a few resources. He has the pace, which will make Olmec a little bit easier if he gets there. But importantly,
Troll
he has the
UFO
key.
there for T.
Just struggling, yeah. Could be seeing one of the bigger bracket busters of the tournament so far.
Yeah, like I said, T would still be in the tournament though if he loses his race. But again, the race is by no means over. We might have a death from Cake. We might have a fast key split from T.
Sure.
So we'll see.
So Chocolate Cake probably still close to where his PB is, even after a couple of accidents in the mines.
Yeah, Cake on a good pace for the key split, I want to say. Nothing ridiculous, but getting out of the mines in just over a minute with the key is not bad.
Oh, so
Okay,
he's gonna
T
skip
finally
some
gets a
crates.
couple good layouts here in the ice caves on this split. But we have a pretty measurable lead for Cake right now.
Sure.
Still a fair bit of race left, and T does move on to the key split.
Kind of a nasty level for Chocolate Cake here, but nice easy drop down.
Yeah, the bottom layer of it was pretty agreeable at least. Meanwhile, we have T into the mines on the key split. Not wasting any time getting damsels. Something like a temple death could even it up already. A lot of it depends on where T ends up getting his key. Okay, it looks like it's not in 1-2 here.
So moving into the ice caves with the key is Chocolate Cake, and we're again still looking for that gold key for GT. Pretty close to fall damage by Chocolate Cake, but well measured, and he makes it out of 3-1. And takes a bit of a risk and does not pay off.
At the same time that's happening, we have a jetpack for T. So as long as T didn't miss the key, there it is.
There it is.
So we have a significant lead, I would say, for T right now. Just like that, the race can turn around.
So why did he take that risk? Oh well.
Well, you know, he knew. I think he knew he was he was about a world ahead.
Mhm.
If he had he didn't have the resources for a fast Olmec. If he had an Olmec death, T would have been right back in there, especially with this jetpack T got.
Okay.
In a way, it's nice to see the jetpack because of the jetpack Cake had earlier, but the key death was really hurt to see from Cake.
Mhm. Yep. So
And T
looping in,
also has
looking
all
for
these
another
bombs that
key.
are allowing him to take more approachable jungle exits.
Yeah, this is still never a comfortable exit in the jungle, but he makes it out and maintains his lead over Chocolate Cake.
Yep, he's got the late jungle left, which has the potential to just end a key run, but
Mhm.
he's got the jetpack, he's got some bombs. Like I said, on these tough jungle exits, he's able to approach them from above.
Did he not see
He's
the
had
key?
some.
Ugh.
Looks like Cake might have missed the key.
But we definitely saw the key on screen, so he might be
Oh,
just paying a little more attention to DT's screen than his own at this point.
well, anything can happen.
Mhm.
There might be a key death from T in the ice caves. Not to commentary cast him, just say commentary curse him,
Mhm.
but just saying the
Nice.
race is definitely not over yet.
Okay, so T into the ice caves.
T's moving really quickly here. Jetpack's really helping. Uh, they're his pace is actually a lot better than I realized. Some of those ice caves deaths, when he was on the 3 rope for a bit, they're really not that costly as we're seeing. With
Mm.
I gasped at that exit key for T, but he gets by
Yeah.
him. That had to have been scary.
Ah.
He's got 2 levels left with the key.
Okay, so Chocolate Cake does find the key this time. So back in business if we get a death by DT.
1 level left for T.
And don't deliver that key into the... Very good.
I'm
Yeah,
into this.
there's lots going on.
I'm scared. I think he's gonna be okay. I think he wants that compass, but he also just wants that
He's-
shopkeeper out of there. And the bomb box. Okay. All right.
That
That was
could
a
have been...
scary 3-4.
Yeah, that could have been another one of those instances of shopkeeper coming from above. So that's another reason to go for that shop there.
Yeah. Again, the race isn't over, but it would be really difficult for Cake to win at this point.
Hmm.
I don't know if Teal opt for a safe or a fast Olmec.
Yeah, I'm not really sure. Just gonna...
But yeah, Cake's. I mean, this race was so close for a while, and then Cake had that lead for quite a while, which is really impressive, and it's really nice to see. He was an underdog, but I mean, he hasn't had a loss yet in the tournament, so he definitely wasn't counted out by any means.
So one more level for DT here. And it's a tricky one, but...
Yeah, pretty zigzaggy. Looks like he's opting for some safe moves, which is honestly a good idea. A death here wouldn't be
wow.
enough for Cake to catch up, but Cake is moving pretty fast in these ice caves.
We had off-screen aggro on that shopkeeper, so if he'd taken another path down that level, he could have been in trouble. Excuse me.
That's right.
Alright, so plenty of bombs for DT. Let's see how he takes
Yep.
this fight.
He's doing the safe fight, which I definitely
We expected
would have
it.
done the same, yeah.
Alright. But we have of course, as is tradition, seen some runners fail the safe fight.
Yeah, I failed the safe fight once when I think it was a race versus T.
Oh wow.
It was a long time ago, I can't really remember. But we have T finishing with ends up with a good race time actually, at 21:14. Just he has a lot of sheer speed, so even though he had a few bobbles on the 3 rope split, it ended up not costing a whole lot of time. His deaths were all pretty minimal compared to Cake's Ice Cave's T death. Key death. Whoops.
So
But we do have
I'm gonna
What's
do a
that?
little bit of stuff in the background. We'll continue to watch Chocolate Cake for probably about 5 more minutes before we can get Kirby and Criticus up next.
Look at that awful layout.
Oh, I thought that was the bottom layer, but no.
Yeah, confusing layout. He's been doing a lot of this on low HP though. There's definitely a good showing from Cake here.
hmm Still just waiting for 2 runners to get their streams up. But I'm gonna put their names in even before. Looks like I've got Criticus, so I'm gonna switch his over. Alright, we're doing dual channel of Chocolate Cake right now.
So our next race is Kirby and Kurt.
Yep. Okay, we've got both runners, so I'm actually going to switch over at this point. Just to avoid any confusion. Generate. Generate. Got some player cards that don't correspond to the runners.
Yeah, so even though Kirby is higher ranked seed than Kurt, you can see Kurt has that ridiculous sub 16 PB.
Yeah.
But Kirby's got some good times in his own right. I've also seen him lose some sub 18s on Olmec, so he definitely could pull out the win here. And yeah, definitely a good showing there by Chocolate Cake against DT. One of the titans in the tournament. You really don't want to see yourself up against him. But he held his own, and he's not out of the tournament yet. He just moves into the lower bracket, and we'll see him again next weekend.
Yeah, definitely scary to see him in your path.
Yeah, every race from this point on is going to have a titan, basically.
By the way, I've updated the bracket, so if you guys want to make more predictions and brackets, here's the link.
Cool.
Alright, getting word from the runners. And they're going to be taking off using an SRL room, so I will hang out and basically let them take off whenever.
Taking a look at my prediction bracket.
Am I still doing okay?
You are currently in the lead on the prediction bracket, yes. By quite a bit, too. You have 44. And next best is... I'm not sure whose bracket that is, but they have 35.
I lost a bunch of points somehow.
Well...
Or I lost some points potential.
Oh, mine is in... I'm in 9th. I was in 8th place until today.
Oops.
Why am I in 9th now instead of... I feel like I should be tied for 8th. But I don't know how the scoring works.
Yeah, I just used whatever default options were there. Alright, so we have readies up by both Kurt and Kirby. So... Countdown's begun.
Has the second bracket. Nice.
So they're off in SRL, and we'll see him take off in just a moment. Intense. Alright, so just a tiny lead by Kurt. Pulling back just a little bit.
So both these guys are good at the tutorial. Kurt definitely has an edge in the tutorial. He had the record for a little while.
Alright, so... a little different strat by Kirby. Also, Kurt's bomb goes off a little bit too early, and he isn't able to get through on a single bomb. So
yeah, it should only cost a few seconds. It won't be a death. I think he knows the the backup tutorial strats where
We'll see
you
him
go for
go to
this
the left
bomb
here.
bag here.
Oh, he might go to the shop.
So yeah, he's probably going for a bomb from the shop then, which is interesting because the shop has a possibility not to have a bomb, but I don't really remember what the crates have on this level.
Oh, I didn't even think of that. Yeah, that's actually happened to me.
But he gets a shop with a bomb and completely fine.
It's
a couple little bobbles, but you know, with his speed, he still gets a decent tutorial.
It is a very low probability of there not being a bomb.
That's right. I think it can only have bombs and ropes and then a mystery box. It would have to have 3 rope piles and a mystery box, or 4 rope piles. So
you can also get a teleporter or a matic or something.
I'm starting to think of tutorial high score now and kind of want to try it again.
Yeah, so we've gotten a lot of progress in figuring out the dupes in every other part of the game except for the tutorial, and they just seem like they don't follow the same rules, which was actually one of the reasons why we were slow to discover the render dupe and really understand it.
We couldn't really test it in the tutorial when we first started seeing some significant dupes.
But the tutorial score glitch stuff made it feel like the dailies, it was pre-seeded levels, and we thought that might have been the reason why we weren't getting these render dupes, as we're calling them now.
Yeah, some of the background tiles in the tutorial and just the way the levels generated might have something to do with the render dupe. I might try to look into that at some point, but
yeah. If you guys want to see what we're talking about, I would look at Polo's videos, probably a clearer example than your run, Kenny, because at the very start of 01, he grabs what appears to be a single sapphire and gets 10k gold from it. So just a ridiculous start to a meme score run.
Yeah, and we still don't fully understand it.
Yep.
So in terms of this race, we have both runners actually on a good pace into the 1 rope split. Sub 3 into it, which is good.
Yeah, looks like Kurt is just maybe 1 level ahead.
Yep.
So you can see he's taking quite a few risks in addition to just going really fast.
Yeah, Kurt he has a definite riskier approach to AS+O, but you know, it pays off for him more often than not. When he was going for sub 16, he played with a lot of risk, but sometimes you have to when you want a time like that.
Yeah, it just seems like he's able to overcome more with some really fast reactions.
I was about to say, yeah, you can take risks and still react well to the situation you end up in. Just sometimes going down without looking down, you can end up in a situation that you just can't humanly react to in time. Really nice bomb there for him on the TNT. He's in the 10k split here, gaining a little bit of ground on Kirby because Kirby had a slightly slow 1 rope split. Primarily bad level layouts, and Kurt's getting some really nice layouts here, which I don't know, above everything else, I'm always just rooting for these guys to go fast. And I tend to root for the underdogs, but also try to remain not biased. It's just really nice to see good level generation.
Once we see a runner pulling ahead in a race, it's really easy to not be, not feel biased if you're just cheering for the person behind. But yeah, underdog is another way of picking a favorite.
We get to see some of Kurt's use of not holding in the run button for a couple of different situations here. It's really interesting and
he also
precise and accurate.
He also grabs the very last bit of gold he needs at the very bottom of 1-4, so not going out of his way at all to get any gold, and he'll be able to move along to the 2 bomb split. Kirby about
moving
1 level
fast
behind.
in the jungle here. Yeah, Kirby not far behind at all, and he's got enough money, he's got all his resources. We'll probably see him continuing on to the double delivery here.
Alright. Tricky situation
Nice
for Kurt.
Tiki Man whip for Kurt. I still have some struggles with. I'm better at Tiki Man back whips than I am at front whips.
So that was another Reddit special. We had a pre-triggered Tiki guy at the start of 2-2 for Kirby, and he manages to, or she manages to see it, move out of the way, and still alive. Those guys can just end runs.
Yeah. Nice ledge grab for Kurt there.
Mm-hmm.
Kirby moving along fast though. He actually gained a little bit of time on this split. I think about a level behind.
Mm-hmm. So
but this pace, this is a really good pace for Kurt.
Exactly. I remember it came with a little bit of a hiccup in the tutorial, but everything since then has been just very fast.
Yeah, the main thing you want to do in tutorial, I think, is not get thrown off by a little mistake, because it's such a small part of the run.
Oh gosh. So Kirby waited until the very last second to deploy a rope there, and could have ended that run very quickly, but she'll move on to the 2-rope split and just a little behind Kurt, maybe 2 levels or so.
Yeah, so we see Kurt is down 2 ropes. He had to backtrack a little bit due to a tricky rushing water exit situation, but he's got bombs he can use if he has to make a path somewhere. Another rushing water with a bad exit side, but nothing too bad, too bad.
Actually, Kurt has his splits up as well, so we get to see how this compares to his PB.
This might be his PB. I don't know if it's a practice race he did or... But 7:33 looks like might be his PB.
Pretty close, yeah. But about 8 seconds behind, but not
7:42. I want to say that's the best we've seen into the shotgun split of the tourney, but I know we've had a few more under 8. But yeah, very good pace here from Kurt, and Kirby also on a good pace, just really holding his own here against Kurt. Kurt gets the tricky hired help shop. Just thinking about the robbery. He opts for... My goodness, what is that? That hired hand was being so rude.
So
I got angry watching that hired hand. He did the whip strat. I think it normally works better than it did there. He got a bit unlucky that the hired hand just like went ham immediately, but doesn't matter because in the end he got the shotgun. He's down in HP, but that's really not a concern for the shotgun split at least. If he wanted to do a double or triple delivery, he would have had a little bit more concern for his HP, but I suspect it'll be a reset after the shotgun split here. We'll see.
BM for Kirby?
On the shotgun, yeah. I don't know if it was on 2-1 or 2-2, but yeah, 2-1 black market. So he might get a jetpack for the whole rest of the jungle, which could...
Oh,
he
and
gets
the
jetpack. Wow.
All right, can you
Just
check?
don't take the...
Can you check your text messages or Discord, by the way?
Yeah.
Okay, great. All right, so looks like Kirby's going to also pick up the Ankh here, making it a little bit safer for the rest of this split here. Has to decide whether to use these bombs or this. Okay, uses 1 bomb. Wow, very unfortunate black market because there won't be enough bombs to continue with the bomb split afterwards. But the Ankh is definitely not trivial.
Wow, that's pretty crazy that the bombs were so low. And yeah, I don't think there's a super consistent way to rob that shop because the hired hand can just do anything.
Sure.
The safest way would be to like lead the shopkeeper out, I guess, but we've seen some good robberies so far. Even Kirch that took some time was still a good robbery because it ended up working. T got his right away. A lot of it depends on what the keeper is going to do and the hired hand. So
yeah, if it's on
it can be really frustrating.
If it's on 2-1, then you can definitely take a little bit of a risk, and if it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out.
So now we have Kirby was in a situation where she needed to get a rope crate, which ended up happening, and now she just needs a bomb bag.
Yep. So really interesting decision right here. Faced with being a couple stages behind, actually a full split behind Kurt, but Kurt, why do they, both their names start with
Yeah, I know.
Kurt? So Kirby will actually reset and start in the Ice Cave shortcut. Definitely had the opportunity to search for a bomb bag. Let's see what this is. Okay.
Uh-oh. You see what's happening with Kurt?
Oh no, why? All right, so we'll find out if they're Twiggle strats or Ethy strats,
Look
depending
at that,
on.
though. He picked up the gloves in 1-1.
Okay.
I mean,
All right.
so
Mobility.
he does have a consistent way to get into the mothership, at least. But
Jeez. You know what?
I know you hate that strat.
He
I like
could've-
seeing it. It's entertaining.
Yeah, he could have seen that Kirby had the jetpack, and this could have
That's
pressured
true.
Kurt into
That's true.
going for it. But then Kirby backed down, and Kurt didn't.
Yeah, so the main thing is Kurt just needs to not have a death.
Yeah.
Um,
So Kurt does find a bunch of ropes. So again, the critical resource on
yeah,
this.
he has no aggro. I think he's in a better position than usual for this delivery. No jetpack or
No,
cape,
Kirby. So Kirby tried to cook a bomb to get into the mothership and keep a triple delivery, or I guess a double delivery, alive, but unfortunately her bomb just misses by a pixel or two, so
It
we'll
was a
have to
good
get a
attempt.
reset. Yeah, it doesn't save a ton of
So-
time, especially with low resources, so this won't be costly. What will be is if Kurt dies in this key split.
Yeah, a good observation from Cake there. It might have been in Kurt's best interest to get enough money for that cape, but you know, he's got some really solid platforming. It's not going to be critical. It might have ended up slower overall. He had to burn a couple ropes to get the key, but he did manage to get the key. He has a significant lead they're on the same split, but he's in a significant lead if he does this delivery proper.
Sure. I'd say they're about a split apart if things are going well, but then also, I don't know. I wouldn't have done this. Good way to throw away a lead, but we'll see.
Yeah, like you said, he I think when he took when he went back to the mines, I think Kirby had the jetpack, so could have been some pressure there.
So Kirby will deliver the 3 ropes and move on to the key split. So she will be even. Actually, she'll be way ahead if Kurt decides to. If Kurt ends up dying on the split.
Some smart moves from Kurt there with the man trap and Tiki and that situation, and the gloves help him out some. A good Tiki Man whip for him there.
Yep. This is so stressful for me.
Well, he doesn't have aggro, you know. So
Yeah, he doesn't have
I think
aggro, sure.
I think it's going to be fine, honestly. But we're always worried on the key split anyway.
Yeah.
In the ice caves. He's trying to break the machete underwater. He does it. If he loses by this race by 2 seconds, that's gonna hurt. That's gonna hurt.
Oh man.
I didn't know you could break it underwater.
Sure, why not? I expect you should be able to do it in lava as well if you have Vlad's amulet. Wow, you see Kirby dodge that arrow?
Yeah, nice dodge there. Uses the scorpion to trigger the other arrow. At least I think it wasn't triggered. Hopefully the exit's down there for Kurt. That was close.
So 1-4 for Kirby. Still looking for that key. This is one of those level layouts where you don't get to see much of the level. So, okay, we do find a key.
Yeah.
Yeah, very good to see.
Something to note is, even if Kurt has a death, he's still in this race. So.
No, he's done for it. So you get it? He's got 3 ropes to do still.
Yeah, but what if he gets like a jetpack? You know?
Yeah.
Anyway. Wow, that penguin almost landmine trolled him.
Oh, Kirby goes back
That's
for
a
some
good-
paste? I like
It's
it.
a good question, Striker, but I'm pretty sure he knows what he's doing here with grabbing all the
so the
ropes early.
so the question for people who are just listening on headphones, the question is, you think that Kurt might forget to go to the mothership? Well, looks like it didn't happen, but oh my god!
I can't take it.
Why did people do this? All right, let's go.
So if anyone missed that or was watching, oh, help! I can't handle this right now. This mothership. This tank man. Look at this guy. What in the world, dude? It's not over. There's so much happening on Kurt's stream right now. So he got a mothership with a bunch of spring pads, but
they're all on trampolines.
Oh my gosh. Okay. He still didn't get the key delivered yet, but that was too much for my heart. It was a troll situation. Very troll situation. Meanwhile, Kirby making good progress, actually.
Yeah, only a couple levels behind.
Yeah, we could have something like a... Yeah, Kurt is opting to avoid this Yeti entirely, which is a good idea. Okay. So Kurt does get the key split delivered, so we're good there. Kirby getting some tricky ice layouts, handling them well. But yeah, as you can see, Kurt's HP is really low. His resources are low. He's got gloves. He's going to have a difficult Olmec. He's opting not to reset, which we always see from Kurt.
But remember,
not always, but
Kurt was a full split ahead of Kirby, and I think Kirby was actually able to bring back at least some of that deficit just because the extra time Kurt spent messing around with the key there. So
yeah, we also have Kirby moving really fast on the key split here. I think she realizes she's behind.
So Kurt, with 1 HP left, will move into.
So yeah,
4-3.
this is actually really interesting right now because we have Kurt continuing on with 1 HP. 1 HP, bad resources, no bombs, getting trolled.
6 tile jump.
Okay, so he has 2 ropes, and that's all to do this Olmec. And if
climbing gloves
an Olmec
as well,
death, this is actually, I mean, I think most people would die in this situation, like without having any control over it, just because of the Olmec RNG. But kudos to him for going for it, and he would have a really strong race time if he finishes, but he'll be behind if he has a death here. Meanwhile, Kirby's not getting the most agreeable.
No. Actually,
okay, so
that's nice.
Kurt's going for, he's looking for 2 bomb bags up here. He's getting a little bit trolled, as we can see. I'm not sure. He should be able to make that. Well, he doesn't need the rope.
He's not doing his score run. And Kirby will go down. A couple of tough levels. Also had aggro.
Yeah, this is a really interesting race right now.
Okay.
Yeah, we have Kurt can't get any other crates, but he did end up in a better situation than when he entered Olmec. He has another rope. Meanwhile, Kirby having a little bit of trouble in the temple, so this is pretty intense. 1 Olmec stun could kill Kurt here. He's handling the glove situation well, though. Okay, that spawned.
Oh god!
Yeah,
okay, so Kirby takes the lead
really...
for the first time in quite some time. And on to 4-2. This is a little tricky. And, okay, Kirby out of 4-2. Kurt going very fast now.
Yeah, he is wasting no time.
Look down, look down. Okay, nice little bomb there by Kirby.
I thought that was going to be the exit sub.
Right.
Well, it works.
There it goes. So Kirby will have the second attempt at Olmec. I believe it's 3 bombs. And Kurt still a full level behind.
Yeah, Kurt was just blazing through this temple, but there wasn't, it wasn't really possible to be ahead again. before Kirby got a chance here. So Kirby opts for a fast strat.
Yep, 2 bombs up top.
Really interesting. I think she'll be okay here with the 4 ropes.
Yeah. Oh, that's bad.
Oh. Okay, just...
Okay, one more layer. That B is really troubling. Oh, good. Meanwhile, Kurt makes it into Olmec, but we'll see Kirby finish off the race. Wow, what a reversal.
Yeah, it was a really good showing from Kurt. 21 and a half minutes was
my goodness.
Really nothing to be ashamed of. Kurt just walks under Olmec there because I think he knew Kirby had won. But yeah, definitely a good showing from Kurt in this tournament. Like we said, his PV is ridiculous. We see he has a different play style than a lot of the runners for AS+O, and it has definitely paid off for him in the past. Today it looks like Kirby takes home the win.
So I will say that on our predictions on the challenge leaderboard, 100% of people picked Kurt over Kirby today. So huge upset, very well deserved.
Yeah, I don't know if there's been 100% one yet.
Yeah, pretty good stuff. So Kirby will advance to fight Chocolate Cake in the next round. And looks like Kurt is done grinding out, so I will pull their streams and take a couple minutes to get the next set of runners up. We are a couple minutes ahead of schedule, so there'll probably be just a couple minute delay here.
Yeah, so we have Kirby and Cake for the next weekend. They'll be in the finals, or the semifinals, I think, of the lower bracket, because they each have 1 loss. They each have some wins under their belt, though.
Okay, so next up will be Groom versus Meow Mix.
Yeah, we're about 13 minutes out of schedule here.
And if Groom is ready, we'll get started a little bit faster, but it really depends on whether Groom is able to run at this point. Okay, cool. I have a little bit of work on the back end. This is unfortunately going to be another one of these pre-recorded races. Meow had a conflict that came up very late, actually last night, and we're lucky to have time to record a video of his run. So let me spend just a couple seconds on that. And we'll get a preview of what... Okay, everyone uses a different... You know, I'm going to put this down to the countdown mode, so we're going to actually pull the audio for just a couple seconds. But
cool, I'm going to take like a 5-minute break.
Perfect.
Groom's just quickly learning how to play the game, which this late in the tournament is probably a bad time for it, but better late than never. I'm not sure I've read some of these. Oh, don't worry. It's all good.
Alright, so I think we're back. We've got Groom versus Meow Mix next, and Meow is going to be playing with a recording, unfortunately. So that means that Groom, whenever you're ready, we can take off and start our next race.
Yeah, so both of these guys have really strong PBs. Meow's just over 17 minutes, and Groom has one of the few sub 17s, actually. I want to see... Can't remember if he has Crow beat. I remember mentioning they're like 1 second from each other, but I wanted to check.
Alright, so Groom has told me he's ready in chat, so take off whenever.
He does have Krill beat by exactly 1 second. But Krill also has a very strong sub 17.
Like intensely focused on watching Groom.
Well,
Alright.
The round girl sprite is really cool.
Alright, perfectly timed start. Good luck to both runners, even though Meow's run is already recorded, so no real luck can help.
Potential to be a very close, very fast race. We both of these guys, the majority of the time they perform well and fast. I think both of them have had wobbles every once in a while and had a slow race time, but you know, that happens to everyone.
Group gets the snake skip at the beginning of 0-2.
And he does the swag spef drop, I think we're calling it.
I want to see if he does the... Okay, so he does the Groom bomb skip here at the top. So Meow is...
doing his signature strats.
Yep, so a little bit ahead, but unfortunately messes up his own strat just a little bit, so Groom retakes the lead. Yeah, Meow uses an extra bomb at the start of 0-1, and that means that he has to stop and grab some bombs later in the race. But alright, so Meow...
Sloth.
Sloth.
Is that an actual sloth?
I think it was...
He must have the sloth set.
He had a lot of downtime before the race started,
oh, yeah.
so I think...
So we might be seeing the sloth dance on for Groom's whole run. Meow has a slight lead, really nothing substantial. You know, one difference in Mind's level generation will change that.
Yeah. We should, at some point, figure out how leads in the tutorial have translated to actual wins in these races. Seems like there should be some connection, just because the faster runners tend to have better tutorials, but I wonder how strongly that correlation holds.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
Alright, Twitch, you have your work to do.
Both these guys getting good layouts, moving fast. Smart bomb there for Groom. Also picks up a compass. No reason not to open that crate while he was waiting for the bomb to go off.
Well, he could have gotten climbing gloves, which would have been a little bit annoying.
Alright, that's true. That's true. I was trying to think what could be in there that could be bad.
Or it could have been a machete, and as we saw in Kurt's race...
I thought about that. Oh, it could distract him, yeah.
Exactly. Just a little bit of a giggle. Another scenario is parachute could be there, and you could accidentally deploy it and get stuck in the air for a while.
That's true.
The truth is, there isn't much difference in the one bomb split, regardless of what items you get, unless you have a costly death. And as we see, Meow and Groomp are neck and neck going into the one rope split. So I'm paying pretty close attention to this because it means the winner of this race will go on to face Mazarak after I beat him later on today.
So if you lose to Mazarak, you'd face one of these guys?
What?
You haven't even considered it.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah. It should be an entertaining race.
Yeah, two very fast runners.
Oh man, it hurts to have to skip that shot for Groom. I mean, he could have taken it, but there wasn't a compass either.
Yeah, he would have gotten Diagro in the worm if he had not killed the shopkeeper there. It's a play.
Yeah, that's what happened on my max any % run, I think.
Yeah, not always bad to get a slightly later shop. Anyways, even though he doesn't take the teleporter, Groomp does finish the one rope split about 5 or 10 seconds ahead of Meow. They'll both move on to the 10K gold split. We
Really
see,
nice layout for Groomp, and a lot of money. Picks up a sloth, and all in just over 10 seconds on 1-1. It's a great 1-1 for this split.
perfect. Yeah, and so unless he continues to get incredible luck with these sloths, I think it's pretty safe to say that he did spend the, is it 100 button clicks to enable
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sloth
I think it's 100.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure he just did that. I'm not sure you can randomly get it in the mines because it's a it's a female damsel all the time. I think. I could be
Really?
wrong on that. I am wrong on that actually.
That sounds wrong.
Yeah, I'm wrong. It's because we always reset the save file that
Sure.
it's usually a female damsel for people, but
Okay. So group on to 1-4. It's going to be a sub 40
wow,
10K
that is
goal
very
split.
rare.
Yeah.
So he's 450 into 2 bomb is ridiculously fast.
And he also still has all the resources he started with. Yeah, this is
Some of
going
these later races are just going to be extremely fast.
Yeah, and we've been sort of switching in between the upper and lower bracket. This is an elimination match, so Grimp is probably very happy to be doing one of his better early games on what could be his final race in the tournament.
Yeah, like we saw from Group last time around, he had the race he lost. Actually, I can't remember who he lost to, but I think most people considered it an upset just based on predictions and stuff. But we saw him have a fantastic time all the way into the key split, but I think he took a key death.
And we do see a death by Grimp, so
yeah, so
actually giving back some of his lead, actually all of his lead to Meowmix at this point.
yeah, definitely not a crazy costly death, probably about 45 seconds or so.
He was on 2-2 already. Maybe it was 2-3, one of those. Anyhow.
Yeah, so Meow making his way through the 2 bomb split here for the double delivery. In good shape for it. Got a ton of bombs. So Meow is on a really good pace. Just a little bit slower than the pace we saw Kurt on, but still very early on in the race.
Yeah, we were talking about how fast Grimp was, and that kind of hid the fact that Meow is also very, very fast in this race so far. Grimp sees a black market here, but no reason to backtrack and go in there. If this were the shotgun split, he'd actually have a decision to make, but yep, continues on
these
ahead.
are two of the more evenly matched runners in a race in our tournament so far. Group has an edge on Meow in, I want to say, basically every category, but it's not a very big edge. Like maybe with the teleporter, he has a significantly more skill than Meow there. But all of Meow's low percentage no gold stuff has always been pretty ridiculous.
Yeah, exactly.
They both have sub 3 low percent. Group has a sub 150 any percent, which is ridiculous. Meow's any percent is, I want to say it's around like 210, but I'm not sure. But he does have some finishes without a.
It's Blue Frog from Meow.
Will that work? Not quite.
No. Okay, this will.
Okay, that was pretty scary. Ended up costing like 15-20 seconds, but
Yeah. Yep. So, Groomp about half a stage behind Meowmix at this point?
yeah, that frog situation helped Grimp catch up, and Grimp's also moving pretty fast through this jungle. Nice ledge grab there, and Tiki avoidance for Meow. So the good RNG we were seeing for these guys early on has kind of went out the window. They're getting some bad levels. That frog, I think that's the first time this tournament we've seen someone get stuck in a frog situation.
Well, we do continue to see Grimp get incredible sloth luck.
Yeah. So Group did move on to the shotgun split, just a little over 8 minutes of really good pace, really good for a race in particular. Hopefully he doesn't get shotgun trolled. He got a Dead Are Restless and he's looking around, which, based on some of the shotgun trolls we've been seeing this whole tournament, we've been seeing an unusual number of shotgun trolls. So
he's seen most of the level.
yeah, this is a little bit. It's probably it's probably by the exit.
Probably
it's
by the
probably
exit,
still
yeah.
on the way.
There we go.
Wow, that was scary.
Meow, on the other hand, does find a black market, so he'll trade aggro for a shotgun. And
yes, some good RNG for both of these guys on this split. Doesn't look like that bomb shop has paste. I think it's a bomb shop.
Hello, Carl. Avoids the climbing gloves.
Yeah, we see Carl's saying, no, take these. But he just
still
punishes
avoids
Carl.
it. Okay.
Well, you know, if he gets a jetpack, the glove avoidance was definitely smart.
Down to 1 HP though on Meow Mix.
Yeah, that's scary. So you see him going, oh, that was brutal. He was on a mechanic we recently figured out is why when and how and why the shopkeeper jumps out of that 2-tile high tiki situation. But he was on the tile that Speff figured out, lures the shopkeeper out. But he gets a nice 2-1 shop actually right away. So he only lost a little bit of time there. And meanwhile, Groomp getting a really slow 2-3, a really troll tiki and mantrap situation. He definitely had to take his time there. So our runners are actually really close to each other.
Yeah.
Meow's in a better shape for a triple or double delivery than Groomp, but we'll see what Groomp wants to do here.
Yeah, critically, Meow did take the climbing gloves on the second chance to get him. On the other hand, Groomp is also down to only 2 bombs, so he won't be able to go ahead to the 3 bomb split unless he stops for some more resources. He'll probably reset.
That's right.
Yep.
Unfortunately, it was a tempting Alien Queen, but Alien Lord jetpack, but you really can't justify going for it without having the bombs. So he gets to do the rest without aggro. He wasn't going to have aggro anyway. His resources were low. Wow, those bullets from Meow are really close. He barely got on that exit in time. I wanted to mention Groomp handled the dark level really well. He didn't even carry the torch around because it was on the shotgun split. He just used the shotgun for illumination, and he did it safe and just about as fast as he can to keep it safe.
Yeah, much worse to get it on the key split than the shotgun split.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly.
Never nice to see, of course. Okay, so Meowmix will deliver the shotgun at the end of 2-4. Groomp with a couple stage lead. He also picked up some extra ropes, which will be very nice as he tries to get into the mothership.
Yeah, this is interesting. It looks like he'll be able to go for the double. I don't know.
Okay, Meow. What's the plan
Meow
here?
can't use a. It was a good plan and it worked out. So Groomp is going for the mothership entry. He gets a perfect bomb cook. Good job. We've seen that a few times this.
Yeah, he would have had the landmine as a backup strategy, but
yeah,
much nicer
saved
to
a couple seconds really, not having to trigger the landmine. So these guys are close. Groomp's got a slight lead. He's got a ton of ropes for this mothership, but he's also got a pretty. Well, half the mothership was bad. The second half had some platforms, so he was able to. I'm just so uneasy around turrets, like no matter what.
Yeah, anything that just kills you in one hit is not that much.
I've seen the turret like blow up while you're holding it. I think Boots has a clip of it just like shooting itself or something.
Yeah,
it just seems scary.
If you throw the turret at the same moment it wants to shoot, you immediately blow up. Also, the turret can get wedged.
Oh, so that's what happened to him.
Yeah, the turret can also get wedged into those elevators. So
yeah.
A lot of instant death opportunities. With that
Can't
said,
you also like double whip it on the way down with like the back air whip?
Possibly. I'm not sure if that's actually what happens, but it can look like that for sure.
Crazy, scary, and fast mothership for Meow there. He had a 12-second mothership with aggro, which was ridiculous. He didn't even hesitate at the exit. Just handled it really well. Now he's being a little safer on this exit, which is good. So our runners are pretty close together. Groomp has a slight lead, both of them on a very good pace. I want to say sub 20 pace, but it's tough to know. Oof, tough bomb cook for Groomp. He does it well, and he gets the key, and he he went around that way to avoid aggro, which was honestly really smart. He
Mm-hmm.
could go buy some bombs, but it would have taken
Maybe on a later
too
level.
much time. Yeah. Troll situation with some arrow traps and a spider costs him an HP. His resources are kind of low, but
Yeah, look
we
at
also
Meow go
something.
though.
Yeah, Meow looking for the key here.
Yep.
Meanwhile,
Still no key, but
Spider Girl's fellow Spider Girl coughing.
that's right.
For
A couple
Groot
items, neither of which interest Grimp there. If he had more money, he would have probably invested in some of those items, but no, he's making his way through the mines onto 1-4, finds the exit here, and will move on to the jungle. Meanwhile, Meowmic's 2 levels behind, but he does not yet have the key. And he will soon have the key.
Yep.
Another
Another
perfect
perfect
cook.
bomb.
Look at that. That's pretty good.
It's really good. Ooh, he sees that arrow trap. Very nice. Nice back whip, too. That might have hit him in the back of the head.
So, 2 or 3 stage lead for Groomp at this point. Meow's going to slow down a little bit to pick up some resources. Those ropes are going to come in handy later.
Yeah, definitely. So, Groomp is definitely moving faster on this split.
And
That's
paste.
one thing I wanted to say is Groomp, he really doesn't hesitate to use his resources.
Well, I mean,
Not
here's an
only
opportunity
AS+O.
for... There you go. He tries to go down and pick up the key, but there's just too much stuff obstructing it, so he does have to burn that resource. It is a little amusing that right after you said he'll use resources, that he goes for the much riskier strategy first. But yeah, another dark level. This is what we talked about. He's on his second now.
Yeah, he's handling it all right. He's handling it well, actually. Keeping the torch. Like, you really don't want to go through a dark level on the key split without taking the torch with you. I think he's going to be okay. He does have to burn a rope to get the key there, but
Just
okay.
a stray man trap could have just ended him there, though.
Yeah.
Very
Scary. Very scary.
Alright, this level by Meow is
Goodness.
not very fun. Takes a couple damage.
Still. Oh, he's down to. Okay. Oh my goodness.
Okay,
no.
down to 1 HP.
Oh no. He's only got a handful of levels left, but really, Troll, look at all this.
Yeah.
He handled it pretty well. It was just
So Groomp
so
gets
much.
some refreshments, some additional ropes.
Yeah, Groom's still moving really fast. When the levels allow it. Rushing water from Meow, which could be good or bad. Hopefully he gets the right exit side.
Good lord.
Looks like he didn't.
What is going on? Stop.
Okay,
Groomp.
both runners are in a scary situation. Looks like they both handled it. Jump
Yeah.
on him. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so Groomp was maybe a tile away from getting stunned while holding a bomb next to the Yeti King. So definitely trying to find ways to die in this split.
As a result, Meow has gained some ground on Groomp.
Yeah, about a level and a
Group's
half,
really
maybe
close
2.
to the delivery. Another thing is Groomp will gain a little bit more since he'll have the ability, or at least the option, to continue on through the Olmec split. Meanwhile, Meow really doesn't.
Oh no!
Wow.
So Groomp takes a death from a UFO. He was falling down on a loose tile.
Yeah, it happens. It's not super common. He was trying to go fast.
So Meow sees Groom's death and starts to slow down a little bit in 3-3.
No. His race isn't live. So there is still a possibility Meow will die in 3-4 here. Yeah, we'll see.
But Groomp gets right back up and starts grinding for those keys again.
Yeah, you gotta hand it to him. Not rage quitting or anything. It can definitely be tough in a tournament to feel really dejected after something like that, but
Yeah. Meanwhile, Meow does deliver the key, and Grimp will find his second key. Meow resets, and we'll be going through the temple shortcut to finish off Grimp once and for all.
nice job reading that 4-1 from Meow with the where the idol and the altar were. It seemed really confusing to me, but he picked the right path and did a good mummy surf. He's moving pretty fast because, he doesn't know. This was yesterday that he did this race, I think.
Yep.
So he doesn't know that
like midnight last night.
Grimp had a death.
Oh, so Meow
Oof.
will go down, and so will Grimp.
So Grimp, yeah. I mean, Grimp knows, I think, where Meow is in the race, so he knew he really couldn't slow down. He kind of had to YOLO the whole split and hope for like 1 or 2 Olmec deaths. It was also a troll skull, yeah. The skulls from the live skeletons don't break as easily as the other skulls. It's like they're not their own entity until after the skeleton dies. And then even then, for a little bit, they just bounce. So it was pretty troll.
Another sloth for Grimp.
Ridiculous sloth RNG for him.
Oh, this shortcut by Meow. So
Wow,
it goes
I wasn't sure if it would be blocked off, but
complete
he
wrong
had some
way through the
bombs.
level, but yeah.
I mean, if you have 4 ropes into Olmec, it's good to have bombs because the bombs eliminate some spawn opportunities, just making Olmec stomp less in general. But
Grimp gets an Ujet Eye seed.
yep, an impromptu Ujat run. But he did locate the key. We see Meow doing Olmec with 4 HP, no bombs, 4 ropes. So he's good on ropes. Weird Cobra. So if he finishes, oof. This is interesting.
A lot of spawns, but
Okay,
the
good
rope comes
rope
out
there at the end.
perfectly.
Haven't all of our races finished with the winner at about this time, I think?
Yeah, it's been
Over
pretty
21
fast.
minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, really good showing from Meow there.
Okay, so I will update the tournament bracket. Meow defeats Grimp, and we'll go on to play Mazarak later.
Meow versus Mazarak should be really interesting.
Yeah. That's Kenny agreeing with me and endorsing my prediction of the tournament. So next up, we're going to have Jake versus Krill, and I've seen them both in chat, and they'll be taking off from an SRL chat room, but let me spend just a couple minutes getting this set up for them.
I got baited. It's brutal.
Got him.
Alright, now I'm going to have to root, I won't root against either of you.
Oh, Meow decides to go again. Good on him. Right.
Did the video just start replaying?
Yeah, it just loops, yeah.
Yeah.
That's the default option. So Krill and Jake. Let's see if their Twitch streams are up. There's Krill and there's Jake. Okay, player cards, and I will get in SRL with the two of them. Looks like they're going to be using that to take off. Just going to take a quick look around at the Twitch landscape.
Yeah, we're running ahead of schedule, but these guys are here, so we might as well send them off.
So Jake is going to take a quick little break, and he asks for 30 seconds. Afterwards, we're pretty much ready to go. So yeah.
So Jake is he's really what's a word for it? I don't want to say underrated because people know he has potential, but he has some really good times, and he's even a good score runner back in the day. But he never really tapped into a lot of his potential. He does have a low percent hell run, which is fantastic. Not a ton of people have those, but
that's fairly recently too, I believe.
Yeah, he had an unrecorded one forever, but he got the recording recently. But yeah, 29th place. He could definitely get into the top 20 if he put more effort into some of his runs and thought more about the Moss ranking formula. But it's more about having fun, and that's
For sure.
mostly the way Jake looks at the game.
Just to give you guys a preview of what else is going to be happening today, we'll have Jake and Krill next, of course, and then afterwards, Great Striker versus Tic Tac Foe, and then finally Link versus Cold, and finally myself versus Mazrek at 3:30. And as Kenny predicted earlier, no question who's going to win this one.
I don't know. I mean,
No real point in racing,
how
anyways.
do you feel nervous about that race?
I mean, we both did a lot of races last night. It was myself, Mike is my Ike, Mazarek. I want to say it was Tic Tac Foe with us. Cole joined us. Group was on Mike. And Mazarek and I think, were the two worst of all those runners last night. Just loss after loss. But, so yeah, hopefully we'll be able to complete the run. But never guaranteed.
Should be pretty entertaining. He's the top-ranked seed. I've seen him on some really good paces. I've seen you on some really good paces. So it'll definitely be interesting. This race here is also going to be interesting. We have our returning champion Krill, who won the 2017 AS+O tournament. I think he got a set of 4 figurines for that win.
Oh, that's right.
From Saturnin.
Our budget this year is a little lower. We have no prize budget. Okay, look.
It's been running really smoothly.
Just a quick note: we have readies up from both Krill and Jake.
Okay.
So they're getting a live countdown. Get rid of this roll call here, and player cards as well. We'll see them taking off in just a moment. But the race is happening live. We just are not seeing it for another 1 second, 2 seconds. Jake is off.
There we go. Almost synced already. Just about a second ahead for Jake.
All right.
So we have Jake. I believe he has 2 wins under his belt for this tournament. I'm not positive on that though.
Yeah, that's
Krill
right.
has a win. He had a bye for the first round. So
yeah, Jake actually came in with one of our bottom seeds in qualifying, but then managed to win the 3-way race and then won a second round of racing as well. So
hey, Raptor.
So Krill just a little bit quicker on the start. Jake also used an extra bomb at the beginning of 0-1, so he had to spend a little more time to go back and get that bomb. It's a little bit slower than the Meow strats of getting that middle bomb on 0-2, and also probably slower than the shot, but it's one where you don't have to really think too much. It's just you grab it from a crate. So anyways, this only costs him maybe 4 or 5 seconds, but another pretty uneventful tutorial, which is what we want to see at the beginning of these races. It's just a warm-up, just to, shake off some rust, loosen up.
Yeah, we haven't really seen any significant time differences in the tutorials. Nothing over like 1:35, I think. Maybe a couple early on, but still nothing that really ended up deciding a race.
Right. Alright, so yeah, Krill just a little bit ahead of Jake still.
So we had Krill with some of the highlights of the tournament so far with the edge grabs on his key split last race, which is pretty intense.
Yeah, a couple of instances of jumping off screen into the lower levels of the ice cave, but it has generally worked out for him, so
yeah, I think you could tell once he made the initial mistake of missing a ledge, he lined himself up so if there was a ledge, he would catch it. So it wasn't like quite as lucky as it might have seemed. He definitely didn't intend to do the drop, but he lined himself up in case what happened.
Oof. So Jake got aggro on 1-3 from a Cobra that I believe either spat on a damsel or potentially a present, but he manages to escape. Really tough shopkeeper situation at the bottom of 1-4, and he'll be on the same split as Krill. Krill spends a little more time in the jungle than Jake, and that allows him to get right back into it. This is interesting. Twitch is speculating that Krill might be suffering from a case of slow look, which won't be too big of a deal in
No,
the early
probably only
stages.
a few seconds.
But
Yeah,
in the ice caves, there are
yeah,
situations.
if he wants to take some platforms down,
Yeah.
I don't think it would be a race decider though. We'll see. And it's still like a legitimate race. Just slow look is a bug sometimes.
Yeah.
I'm not sure actually if he has slow look. I can't tell.
It looks. Yeah. Who knows? So just to tell the people who are not familiar with the slow look bug, if you go to Olmec, then during the cutscene, something happens to one of the variables or something in the code that makes you look slightly slower when you look down or look up, and
Yeah, the camera movement
yeah,
slowed down.
so probably something having to do with that actual cutscene, but it's not a huge deal. But you notice it, and once you notice it, you can't unsee it.
Yeah, we didn't even know about that till like a year ago. So
Like 4 years of competitive speedrunning of Spelunky, and only in the last year have we known about it. So clearly not that big of a deal, but still, there are situations where it can actually be way more dangerous to have slow look.
right,
Now,
like you can be riding a landmine down in the ice cave, or a platform down in the ice caves, and you get a look at a UFO or a landmine a little bit sooner if you don't have slow look.
yeah.
Blocked off spider den for Jake here. He handles it well with this 2 bombs.
But he gets another aggro shopkeeper. So
Yeah, I didn't consider that might aggro him.
Mhm. So both runners on 1-4. Krill moving a little bit faster. They both have enough gold to advance, but it looks like Krill will probably be able to keep going into the 2 bomb split, whereas Jake, very nice bomb cook.
Yeah, very good showing from Jake here. He's definitely getting the worst end of RNG in this race so far with the random aggro, but he
And the
handles it
blocked
well.
off level.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So still a ton of race left. This is really only a small portion of it, and neither of the aggros ended up costing Jake a death. So
Yeah, but so he did actually finish, I believe, the 10k gold split just a hair faster than Krill, but Krill didn't have to go back to the menu to reset, and so that's where some of the difference is coming from. They are both technically on the same level for just a second or so.
Jake opting to go to a black market, it made the last level easier, and like we always say, it's a predictable layout. 2-2, as I mention every once in a while, is less dense with enemies and spawns than 2-3 and 2-4, so you also know it's not going to be a scary market, but he gets a pre-triggered Tiki on 2-3, which is going to give Krill the edge, and Krill actually moving really fast through this double delivery split here.
Yeah.
A nice sub 10 second 2-4, which is pretty rare, honestly.
So interesting with the enemy density that you brought up on 2-3, 2-4. That's a mechanic that I didn't know about until fairly recently.
Yeah, I heard about it from Derek's book actually.
Exactly, yeah.
He talks about the spawn rates being like higher for enemies in later levels. I want to say there's more tikis and stuff too, but I'm not positive on that. It definitely feels like it. So all this time we've been talking about getting 2-4'd, and it was actually a thing. But I think 2-3 follows the same pattern as 2-4. Not positive though, because I haven't been able to look at the code.
Nice little wiggle by Krill at the end of 2-2
Yeah, that was
there.
scary. Meanwhile, Jake, not a bad delivery here for him. He got one awful level, the 2-4.
Yeah,
like
still
we were just talking about.
sub 50 on a jungle stage. That's pretty nice.
Yeah, honestly, it's not guaranteed at all.
Just would have wished it would have come in the first attempt at it, but
Look at that spike pit for Krill, opting to bomb it. There were a couple of different ways to do it, but he did a really safe way, which probably a good idea. So
Yeah,
it gets just over 8 into the shotgun split. Really nice pace for him actually. But Jake holding his own, despite that one death, he's still on a good pace here. Only a few levels behind Krill.
by the way, in case you're a newer player and not familiar all the different ways you can deal with those spikes, you can just ledge grab down onto spikes and you won't get hurt. Also, rope would have been a possibility. And the more dangerous strat that you should probably not consider is trying to back whip jump across farther than is necessarily safe. This is really interesting. So we get a
Okay,
Deadest
I
Restless
think-
level for Krill, but if
I
he
think-
gets that shotgun, it will go
Is he
into
going
the
to
river.
do a whip? Oh, he's opting to just.
Okay, so
Really
he's
smart.
taking shopkeeper aggro. He's going to grab a shopkeeper from a later shopkeeper. So
Yeah, very good thinking there. There
Yeah.
were a few different ways to do that, but
most of them dangerous.
yeah, you don't want to just take a ton of time to think about what to do. So just like that, he gets the shotgun. He's got really good instincts and reflexes with shopkeepers there. I think he was considering trying to whip the shotgun. I want to say he did that in his old score record in his 3.2. I want to say he did something like that with a shotgun, like whipped it over the water. Can't quite remember though. But anyway, he's got a shotgun. He's into 2-4. This shopkeeper's going a little ham though. Handled well.
There we
Handled
go,
well.
yeah.
So meanwhile, Jake, he's got a shotgun as well. So he's not too far behind. Looks like about 3 levels, I want to say.
Ooh.
Good robbery, honestly. He had
Yeah.
a Dead or Restless shotgun, so he didn't have aggro, but this cape, I mean,
You gotta
he's going to be
take
able
it.
to just blaze through the ice
Yeah.
caves. He doesn't have compass, but still, he's got spring boots, so he won't have any rope issues in these ice caves. The one thing is he'll have trouble doing a whole triple delivery, but we'll see what he ends up choosing to do there.
Yeah, he's gonna need some help for sure. Meanwhile, Krill going a little bit slower, and now that we're into the ice caves. More crates for Jake that are a little disappointing. He's gotten a boomerang and now a parachute.
yeah.
Yeah. Oh, this is great. So this is exactly what
This
he
is
needed.
tough. This is tough.
Yeah,
I'm not
tough,
sure
tough
what his-
robbery.
No. Sad.
Yeah. He went
Yeah,
for
he
it.
was really going for it. You gotta give him credit for that.
Finds another shopkeeper, and this is another cape. And
Is there a rope pile in there? No.
Let's
But, at least he got a hold of
he
a
just
hold of
needs
shotgun
a
on
bomb
the cape.
shop. That'd be nice.
So what we're seeing from Krillin, we see from him in most of his races, is he opts for single deliveries for all 3: shotgun, triple rope, and triple bomb, which is
Just every
safe.
time?
Not every time, most of the time though. I don't see him taking very many risks, but he has a fantastic PB. He takes risks when he's going for PB,
I see.
but on these races he's always had consistent safe strats, and he's also done he's just really fast when he can be safely, so it
yeah,
always ends up working out.
I definitely think that we are really committing to the triple delivery whenever it's possible, even though
Yeah.
it's
Oh
not
yeah, if he
always
got
the
a
fastest.
jetpack, he'd definitely go for it, but I don't see him going out of his way to do those
Yeah.
things.
Really, if you don't have a mobility item or at least some extra ropes, it's usually slower than just resetting and doing another round.
Yeah, I mean, you can try to do 1 bomb and a landmine into the mothership when you go to the ice cave shortcut to start the triple bomb delivery, so you can get the double there. But yeah, another death for Yoshi there.
Yeah.
And we get to see Krill doing a really nice rope delivery here, opting to go in the mothership because he spawned right next to it.
Yep.
So I want to say, yeah, this is neither of these guys have a loss yet, so neither of them are out after this. They'll just be into the lower bracket.
That's right. And so Jake takes shopkeeper aggro rather than trying to rob a hired help shop. And so once again, he'll try to get a shotgun later on. in the levels. A shopkeeper from a shopkeeper.
Ooh,
Hmm.
scary exit there for him.
Not really sure. Did he jump up a second time instead of exiting? Looked like he would have been able
Potentially
to make it
pressed
out
exit
there.
early, but he also had
Okay.
Tiki's doing crazy things, triggered
Yeah.
at different times. It was really hard to read that situation.
Sure.
Meanwhile, Krill gets a hold of the key here, dodges the. Was that okay? If there was a jetpack there, he would have taken it.
So we get
Jake
another.
has a man trap death.
Yeah, another
But yeah,
death by Jake. Those man trap hitboxes are, I think, larger than they look like. It just seems like.
yeah, you can't just walk off of a
Yeah.
tile. Sometimes like with weird momentum you can actually, but 9 times out of 10, if not more, if you walk over a tile that a man traps on below you, just one tile,
Yeah.
you'll get
These-
eaten.
These are not the Piranha Plant hitboxes from Super Mario 1. These are
Yeah.
extending to the top. I would say full squares almost. Full
Yeah,
tile
Hectic had a
squares.
nice mod that had showcased a lot of the hitboxes.
Oh.
Might be interesting to look at. Like this was a long time ago. I know more about the game now. It might be more interesting to me to look at.
Yeah, I'd love to see that.
He had the ghost hitbox mapped out, and I want to say it's a rectangle,
So
which is interesting. It's not like a freehand. It's just a shape.
yeah, and his hitbox below is a little bit above where you'd expect it to be.
Yeah, and his shoulder is really high.
Yeah.
But that's the result of having a rectangular hitbox and not
yeah,
just
of course. So we've seen a couple things happen. We had another death by Jake. We also had Krill dropping to just a single HP here.
Yeah, this
So-
is interesting. We also got a dark 2-2. He has a lot left on this split. He wanted to buy a damsel kiss. This is really scary. He could very easily take a death here just due to the difficulty of the situation. He sees the bad. He's being really methodical, but he can't account for everything in this situation.
Were you around for Grunting Crunchies race earlier yesterday?
I didn't see the last 2 races,
Okay,
no,
yeah,
so I
so
didn't get to see the meme Olympics demonstration either.
No, that was on my own stream. Anyhow,
Oh,
so
okay.
GC had probably the darkest Spelunky screen I've ever seen anyone use. It looked like every level was a dark level, so I don't think we ever got to see what a dark level would look like on that, and
Is it bad?
it wasn't good to say. So
Yeah, I'm still planning to watch the other 2 races. I was a little bit busy yesterday, and then today I wanted to do the commentary stuff.
yeah. So Jake is gonna actually rob a vault. He's had a couple of hired help shops and now a vault. So not getting these optimal shotgun shops or ash gravestones, all the things that we feel comfortable in race situations in doing. But
So meanwhile, we had Krill get a hold of a damsel actually on the dark level. It was near the exit, so it wasn't too bad. So he's in way better shape right now, and he just finished 2-4.
so bombs.
He's
used
actually
to
on
be
a really
bigger
good
deal.
pace.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, so bombs used to be a bigger deal when he was in the jungle, but now that he's in the ice
Right,
cave, those
right.
extra 5 ropes are going to be very nice.
Yeah, when he was in 2-4, there was a good bomb spot to skip a lot of the level, and it's very rare that you'll have to use a bomb in the ice caves on this split. It has happened though. But
Yeah,
he should be good. We'll see if he does any of those drops that he did last race though. I feel like he's probably more aware of it right now since he came close to a key death last time around.
Yeah. Yeah, Falafel's reminding us that we could have a blocked off wet fur level.
That's right, yeah.
You see that in
Wow.
Jake's stream? So Jake was
Yeah.
frozen and falling, which usually means death, but he was also on one of the falling platforms, so he never
Wow.
actually took even the slightest fall momentum, and therefore lived.
Meanwhile, we have Krill getting the key delivery, which
Okay.
is big checkpoint on definite sub 20 pace.
Yeah.
I think he took a look at his resources there before he reset, and it was a good reset. It was a good call. He was down to 2 HP and no bombs. He had some ropes, which are nice, but yeah. Seems like the main thing you want to have for the Olmec split is HP, so
Mm-hmm. So Jake,
bombs and ropes help in their own way, but HP is really the important thing.
what is going on Krill's stream? So nice.
It's scary.
So you only
he
take
handled
1
it well.
HP if you run into Anubis 1, which
Yeah, he could have done that. He ended up getting hit, I think, by the croc.
yeah, exactly.
The strat he was using worked to get by Anubis without taking damage, but there was a croc.
So Jake going for what will be
Rough mummy there for Krill.
yeah, 1 HP left for Krill, but Jake delivers his 3 bombs on, I believe, his first try, and now he's going to be moving on to the 3 ropes going through the mothership. So
This is interesting. Oh my! I think that turret just saved Jake.
I think
actually.
it did too. Yeah.
I think he was about to get stunned by a bomb. I think Krill was really
Okay,
hoping for a damsel,
alright.
but just not seeing one.
Another bomb stone from the same.
Really
Okay.
brutal.
Yeah. Oh my
Oh my
god.
goodness.
I think
What's happening?
3 separate stuns.
We also had Krill get a really troll situation with an off-screen arrow trap. He hasn't had a pleasant temple by any means.
Have you seen someone survive 3 stuns from bombs on a mothership level?
I don't think so, actually. I was
That's
thinking about it.
insane.
I'm sure it's happened, though. Just can't recall.
So 1 more level in the temple for Krill, and we'll have our first chance at Olmec here. Meanwhile, Jake is going to be able to reset here and begin his key split. So only 1 split behind Krill at this point.
Yeah, unfortunately, it's the biggest split in the game.
You can do it, Jake.
No, it's definitely not impossible.
Mm-hmm. We've seen people just lose it on this on
On the
Olmec.
tempo split.
Yeah, usually not at this skill level, but it can happen.
So I think, yeah, Krill's opting for a relatively safe
Yeah.
bomb on Olmec. The Olmec itself isn't safe; it never is. But he put the bomb in a spot that'll give him a better ledge. It's basically what we call the 3-bomb ropeless strat. He really nicely done Olmec by Krill there, just under 35 seconds. Really good.
Yeah, so there you have it. A couple lead changes early, but we do have Krill finishing in 2052, and we'll be able to watch Jake for just a little bit while longer. I'm going to see if the runners for the next race at 2:30 are ready. Otherwise, we'll watch Jake's run, and please stay tuned.
Yeah, really good showing from Krill there, and Jake held his own for at least the first half of the race. And he's not out. He's not out. That was his first loss in the tournament, so he's just in the lower bracket now.
Yeah, Jake will be taking on the winner of Great Striker and Tic Tac Foe, who I believe are going to be next up in the tournament. But I will.
Cool.
Yep, they'll be next.
Yeah, we're quite a bit ahead of schedule.
Mhm.
Oh, nice. We have Jake doing some Smash. An impromptu Smash tourney is happening.
Alright. He just toasted someone. Just decided to quit. So I will.
Yeah, he knew Krill had finished.
I'll bring up Great Striker and Tiek Foe. Hopefully they just show up on stream in just a second. At least their usernames. Alright, that means at least we're getting a broadcast from Great Striker. And there's TTF. Alright, those layouts look pretty well. Just a reminder, you can always look at the bracket and make predictions. I don't know.
I
why
like this
that so much.
AFK screen.
Yeah, it's pretty good. You just assume if you're not playing Spelunky, you're probably fixing slow look. Also, it looks like his screen is upside down. His timer is upside down.
Probably intentional. There we
Yeah.
go.
Cool. So just talking to the runners now. Alright, so they're going to be using a new function on our Discord, which is a race bot called Crocbot. I think we imported it from the Condor community with the help of Cold, potentially. But,
Yep.
yep, so Great Striker needs about a minute. Again, we're very ahead of schedule, so I'm not surprised that people are not quite all set up. Is
Yeah.
this the match of the bunnies?
Yeah, looks like it.
And I think I might have heard Jake's voice.
I believe his mic is really low.
That could be on my end too.
We hear you, Jake, but it's really quiet. I can turn you up on mine.
You're super quiet. They're not going to hear you. It's a professional podcaster. Just slightly. Alright, so we actually have the two runners readied up in Discord. Crocbot's giving him a 10-second delay, and I will sync
Hey,
the
Jake.
two feeds once I see them take off. But yeah, Orange Bunny versus Purple Bunny. Who you got?
I like both of these rabbits actually quite a bit. I think I like the Orange Bunny more. I think TTF probably has a slight edge on Striker in this race. TTF has a lot more racing experience. But at the same time, Striker, like you said, made it very far last year. And he's
Yeah,
he
actually,
hasn't played a ton over the last year, but I would say his skill has increased noticeably since then.
Striker's a homie, but I like TTF too.
We can hear you pretty well now, Jake.
so I think you've boosted his mic, but
Oh.
I have him.
Yeah, it
a
might
little
be
bit
quiet
lower.
on stream.
I'll increase it as high as I can. So
I'm quiet on screen.
yeah, you're still very quiet. So boost your mic on your end. I've got it boosted on my end, and that's as good as we can get. All right, so TTF had a little bit of trouble on the first blackout glitch, but just a second or two difference. GS moving to the exit slightly faster. So yeah, difference of less than 5 seconds, we'll say.
How's that?
That's much better.
Oh,
That's
okay.
good.
Yeah. The,
Yeah, you're good now.
The level went down to 55 for no reason.
Yeah, sometimes that happens. I had that problem when I got on the call too.
Okay, so just one thing about my race. I got bad RNG in the beginning, but then I was playing horrible. I was playing so bad. And
Well,
then
it's
I was
hard
like,
not to be
I have no-
discouraged from that.
And
from
then
the
I was like,
bad
there's no
RNG, yeah.
chance. Who cares?
Yeah, the one thing
Yeah,
that
Krill
stood out
did
to
really
me.
good.
Go ahead, Kenny.
Krill did really good. It would have been hard to beat him, even with really good RNG.
Yeah,
He
so
had the best race of the day, I think.
so
Not
Jake,
by a whole lot, but still.
Jake, your
What was his
shotgun
time?
split was the hardest, but
What's
after
that?
every death, it seemed like you just got a hired help shop, and then you got a vault that you had to rob, and another hired help shop. So
Yeah, I got getting hired help shop. The hired help killed me one run.
yeah,
It's hard not to be discouraged by bad RNG.
I was just like,
But yeah, Krill got just under 21 minutes, so
oh, okay.
would have been difficult to beat that with any death, really.
I don't remember how I died the first time on the shotgun. I think it was just bad. I don't remember what happened.
I know you got a pre-triggered tiki at one point on 2-3.
Yeah.
I think it
that
was the tiki.
3-rope or the
Yeah.
2-rope. I'm not sure if it was that
Oh,
or
and
the
that one
shotgun.
tiki trap that killed me. That one exit where I died, I didn't get hit by a tiki trap. As soon as I went down there, the shopkeeper turned around and shot me.
Oh,
Okay, it was
So
hard
I
to
couldn't
tell.
leave.
Yeah.
There was quite a bit happening in that sub room.
Yeah, I was like, am I gonna like? I thought I was gonna die by the top of the tiki trap, but then I was like, no, I have time. And then I went down and I just got turnaround shot.
Sure. Well, I'm getting a couple messages in Discord, so I'm going to let you two take care of this for just a moment. But good
Okay.
luck to both runners and also to two casters.
All right, cool. Yeah, me and Jake can handle this.
Yeah.
So,
it's the battle of the rabbits. Even though I like Striker's orange hat man.
oh yeah, he must really like orange because he's got the orange rabbit going too.
Yeah, it's the orange hat man, the orange rabbit. I think it's like a slightly darker orange hat man.
Yeah,
I don't know his
he's
forward.
got a handful of different recolored Hatmans.
So they're in the one rope split. We were talking the whole time during the tutorial and one bomb split. But not too much happens during these splits anyway.
Yeah, it looks like I think Striker has a couple level lead. I want to say nope, actually
No,
TTF
they're pretty
had-
much even.
Yeah, just maybe half a level for TTF here. But yeah, both on a pretty good pace actually, just over 4 minutes into the 10K split. Almost synced here actually.
Okay, so we got Strikers going around picking up some extra money. I always like seeing that because it's safer and it doesn't lose that much time because you don't have to go out of your way later to pick up money.
Yeah, I definitely think it's a good idea to go out of your way early on the 10K split.
Ooh, but he takes an arrow. But he can use. Oh no, I thought he was gonna go around, but he does have extra bombs.
So he's got 9,900, almost enough for Striker there into
Don't do the Kurt
1-2.
before you leave.
Yeah.
Short.
As a result, though, he ended up getting a dark level. He realized that bomb wasn't gonna take him in the right direction after he put it down, but it's a good thing he realized it.
And TTF has his money now too.
Yeah, TTF has enough money already. So does Striker. I think TTF's got a slight lead with HP. Yeah, actually, TTF's in a good shape for a double delivery here. In better shape than if he did a reset, but we'll see if he takes any damage towards the end of 1-4 here. Yeah, he's definitely in good shape for a double delivery. The only
Yeah,
reason
and
I would
Striker
say,
really can't do it at all. I mean, he
yeah,
has
this
2 HP.
That's scary.
But if he collects a damsel, then he can do it.
Strange Tiki situation there for
Oh, he tried to do
Striker.
the turnaround and grab.
Yeah, just a really annoying 2-1 for him, actually.
Yeah, let's see what he gets in there. Camera, of course, the most useful of items on this split. And Striker's gonna take a reset. So that only loses like 3 seconds or so, but when you're behind, every second counts.
Yeah, especially right now the race is pretty close. It might matter less later on if they distance each other, but we'll see.
TTF.
Yeah, Caddy, there's not really a strong favorite for this race, I'd say.
I think Striker's PB is like a 20-30 or something.
TTF has
Right.
just under. I can look, actually. I have the list up here. I know TTF recently got just under 20. They're right next to each other, their PBs. Striker has a 20.05. TTF has a 1959.87. So I remember he was really excited. It was just barely under 20.
Oh, okay. So yeah, it is pretty even. This is the upper.
Yeah.
This is the lower bracket, right?
Yeah, this is the lower
Okay.
bracket. Each of these guys have one loss, so it's an elimination match.
Oh, okay. That's why I was like also not so nervous about today because I knew that I was expected to lose and I get another loss. So
Yeah, I
it's
think
like,
that's
going for
probably a similar mentality Cake had. I mean, you both definitely had a chance to win your race, but you were facing the top 2 of last year's tournament.
Right. So it
Curl
was
and
just like
see.
at that point, it was just like I'm gonna try to do everything, play as risky as possible, just to maybe win. But if I don't, that's the expected result.
Yeah, it should be interesting.
Ooh, it's not
Next
it
week.
doesn't take the teleporter.
Probably for the best, honestly.
Yeah, I mean he could have. It would have widened his lead, but it also could have completely destroyed him.
Yeah, in
But
terms
also,
of
who did
lead,
we
he's
see earlier that used the teleporter really sparing? Was that TNF?
it was TNF. Yeah,
Yeah.
we've seen TNF and Cold use teleporters really well so far. I think they both lost that race they did it on, but the teleporters saved time on the race.
I think TNF did a really good job using it, where like he did some low percent stuff with it, only using
Yeah.
safe teleports. I think
Yeah,
that's
and
how you should go with it in these.
Yeah, absolutely. Like if you're going for PB, they can be huge, but
Oh no, TTF, that's gonna give the aggro.
well, he'll only have it for one level.
Yeah. We'll come back to see if that haunts him.
Yeah, he's got one rope for this. Well, no, two ropes. He can't use a rope, basically.
Oh, that's scary. I just got
DT
got T
survived
with
the
him.
black market.
T's doing
on his
another
way.
race today, guys. Oh, and Striker's got a Tiki Village with Chub Scout.
All right, so TTF does manage to get the two rope delivery. Actually, both of their paces are just fine, honestly. Good paces for a race in particular.
Yeah, sub
But
9
just
is
under-
like what you want.
Yeah, and Striker's right at 9 on the dot, basically. So TTF.
Ooh, TTF.
Oh my
gets the
goodness!
Money shot.
I'm a little bit. I don't want him to use a rope.
He shouldn't have used the rope. He could
Well,
have just.
let's see what
cooked,
happens
but
here.
also, you don't need ropes with the jetpack.
Well, you know, it's hard not to be.
Oh,
don't
the
go up
jetpack
there.
fell. He's good.
Yeah, he doesn't have to use a. He has
But-
to just. He'll have to get a hold of a shot.
Oh, he fell in a bullet.
That was
and
really
Striker has a
unfortunate.
black market.
Man, that could have been a game changer.
Man, I hate seeing that.
Yeah, you do. I mean, he was about to have like a significant lead. So we'll see. Maybe Striker will get a jetpack in here. I didn't see a
I know he
specialty
got
shot yet.
gloves, but I got bombs.
Yep.
Yeah, he's like pretty good. He has a good setup.
Yeah,
Anything they
hopefully
want
he
with the
goes.
jetpack.
Hopefully he gets the Ankh. That's a
If he's watching
ton of
the race,
reassurance.
then yeah. Oh, there's no keeper in there. So did he look at the bottom left shop?
No, probably would have been worth looking, but he's just thinking about progressing at this point. He's got the Ankh. He should be in good shape for it. There could have been a jetpack in there, though. I would say odds are there wasn't, but
Did TTF? I saw something blue in the shop. Did TTF get another jetpack?
No,
it
it's
was
just
mystery
a-
box.
yeah, mystery box. He did get green gloves, though. Striker definitely in the lead here. They're on the same level, though.
Yeah, that's actually surprising. I mean, Striker spent so much time in the black market while TTF was just going back to the beginning.
Yeah, they're neck and neck, actually. Striker's definitely in a better position, though, with the Ankh. He's got more mobility.
But Striker doesn't have a cape or a jetpack, so they're actually like pretty even almost.
Yeah, it's
Striker has
really
the
going
extra
to come down
bombs,
to the
though.
levels.
The TTF was a rough exit, and he makes it.
Yeah, he
Okay.
got a much faster 2-4, though.
So even with a death, TTF makes it first out of the shotgun.
I'm not sure. I don't think that'll hit him. It was really close. Smart to take this safe, yeah.
Yeah.
Oof.
Oh my god.
But he does have the Striker does have the Ankh, so a death wouldn't be the end of the world for him right now.
Mhm.
He's opting to go for at least a double. I'm thinking he'll go for the triple with his item count, but it's a tough call. I think he'll probably go for it. We'll see. Meanwhile, we have TTF making his way through the ice caves. He's actually due to the length of 2-4 for Striker. TTF is now
Oh, TTF
over a
dunks
full
him.
level
I
head.
mean, Striker dunks him.
Yep, those are nice dunks. TTF got unfortunately not going to be able to get that.
He can go for it, maybe. Yeah, he could have used the turret to blow it up.
That was really interesting what happened.
But-
He whipped the turret and it got frozen.
Oh, and Striker dies, but he has
Gets
the
the
Ankh,
turnaround. Yep, he's got that Ankh going.
which is scary to take a death here because you want to save the Ankh for the mothership.
That's
most of the
right,
time.
yeah. So the race
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh!
Wait, he can maybe grab it.
I don't know if he might
I
have
have no
unfrozen in
idea.
time. It would have been really close.
I don't know if he could have been frozen in time. That's like he should have
Probably
seen,
not.
seen though.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
That's
But anyway,
that's
he's
such
not.
a fringe scenario.
There's been a lot of fringe scenarios in this tournament. It's crazy.
Right, but TTF's in the mothership. He's riding the elevator down because he doesn't have any ropes to spare.
Yeah, he's got a handful of bombs, but they're not really in a. There's no way he can use them advantageously right now.
Oh no!
Holy!
How did that happen? Okay.
Oh my God! It's
Wait,
not
so
over.
the turret shot the other turret.
Ah,
That's
he
crazy.
should be fine, but. Yeah,
He can get in the exit, right? Yeah, he can. He has gloves.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
A lot of intense moments.
So the turret shot the other turret that was on the ground.
Then something happened with the shopkeeper, and
Okay.
he ended up bouncing on the shopkeeper.
Yeah, I saw
think.
that because he went down.
Yeah, some good
Strikers.
shopkeeper intuition on display from TTF there. Striker's not far behind.
Oh my God, TTF, just throw the pot, do something. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, that was smart.
All right, playing it safe. And Striker takes a death.
Ooh,
on
a 3-4.
Now there's
That's
a
a costly
huge
one.
lead.
Yeah, it's not
Two-area lead.
it's not insurmountable, but Striker's gonna need something to happen, like maybe a jetpack for him on the key split, or possibly a death for TTF on the key split.
I think Striker should have bombed one tile to the right, so he could have grabbed the items from above. He's
Yeah,
not
that's
taking the items.
bad layout. Bad layout
Yeah,
from
that
there.
was pretty bad. He would have had to spend a rope to go back up, which he would only... If he's trying to do the double delivery, he wouldn't have any more. It's a bad situation.
He's getting some rude
Tab down,
layouts.
yeah. Oh, wow. Nice bop.
Okay, so TTF opts to buy the spike boots. I think it was the only thing he could afford. Maybe he could afford the.
I think spring boots and spike boots are the same price.
Okay, he probably could
But
have
still,
afforded the pitcher's mitt
spike
too.
boots. Yep, who wants the pitcher's mitt? You got the... I like the spike boots by though, for the ice caves.
Yeah, that's right.
I was talking about that yesterday a little bit.
Yeah, he won't have any slippery situations happening.
Oh my God, what's happening on Striker's screen?
Yeah,
Like
he's had some bad
episodes.
RNG on this ice cave split. We've seen some runners get stuck on one of the triple delivery splits. It's surprisingly common. I mean, he's got aggro too. It's ridiculous that.
Okay, so he makes the 3-bomb delivery. Is he gonna go to the mines?
I hope he does, but we'll see.
You hope he does?
Um,
Does he have to?
no, I meant I hope he stays in the ice cave. Sorry.
Oh, okay. I was like, am I missing something? Is he that far behind?
I guess
be-
maybe he should have. I'm not sure.
He'll be like 6 levels behind at the end if he really books it. I don't know, that's a tough call.
Yeah.
In an elimination race, that's like putting everything on the line, going for the triple
Yeah.
strats.
This is an elimination race.
And TTF spending some time here, so
That's right. He had almost a 2-minute mines, which it's not awful, but
I just
You
hope
kind of
Striker
wanna see-
finishes here on this try, and he doesn't have to go
yeah, if
back.
he does, it'll he's still in this.
Yeah, then
One
it's only
temple
like the
death
6
would
levels
separate
or so.
this. One temple death would make this basically even again.
Alright, Striker's got a good layout right now.
Yeah,
Nice.
this one wasn't as bad as some of the
Okay.
other ones.
So it's not that bad. Striker's going back for the key, while Tic-Tac-Foe is in 2-2.
Yeah, Tic Tac Foe's making good time in this jungle. He's he's got 2 fast jungle levels actually.
And he does have 3 extra ropes and the spike shoes. So the ice cave should be pretty much set if he makes it there, but it's still tough to get there because the jungle's so hard sometimes.
Yeah, that's right. TTF getting some generous jungle layouts and handling the platforming well, so he's making good time on this split. We'll see what happens in 2-4 though.
And he gets bombs.
Yeah, this could come in handy. He's got a lot of extra. lot of
Striker's
extra
getting paced, and
ropes.
he's gonna get a bomb bag.
TTF took a pretty scary boomerang to the face there.
And
And
Chub
this
Scout wasn't even open.
this 2-4 Tiki Village is just
This is rough.
unpleasant. The exit's not even over there. I thought it was too, but this might be a good path anyway.
This is
No, it's
rough.
blocked off over there.
Just get out of here.
Yeah, there's not
Use a
a
rope.
fast way.
You could rope above the tree there, and oh my, that was one way of doing it too.
Interesting. Well done. So
Alright, let's
maybe
see
he'll
what's
be
in
able
the
to
shop.
buy something in there.
He can buy.
Could buy a
bombs.
couple bombs.
He could have even bought the mystery box too.
I think he did actually. I could be wrong.
He did. He didn't open it.
We'll never know.
Why didn't he open it?
It was a plasma cannon.
It could have very well been like a jetpack. That would. Oh my god. All right. Well, Striker found his key and a crate, and he has a compass and paste.
Well, the compass will help. His HP
He's in a
is.
good position.
His HP though. He was on 2. Now he's on 1 though.
Oh. Okay.
He,
Calculated.
you know, he saw that tongue earlier.
Yeah.
He probably wasn't planning on it, but maybe he knew it was there at least a little bit.
I think he was trying to put the damsel on the tongue
Oh, I see.
because the damsel was up there. But yeah, TTF's got the extra resources. He could play pretty safe. He almost flip hanged there.
Yeah, almost lost the key, but taking this
Striker
pretty.
loses. He takes a death.
Yeah, he it was an early key death, but still he's got the gap between him and TTF is growing. TTF's
Yeah, this is kind of becoming a little one-sided, which is really sad. But if TTF takes a death in either this level or the next, then it's right back to square one.
yeah, that's right. He's just got 1 level left though. I think
That mammoth.
Striker must have.
Yeah, he doesn't really need much in that shop. All right.
Okay, we just have this one
Yeah,
mammoth. Okay, he's got the
Oh,
spike
he's
through, so he doesn't even have to worry about a weirdly timed ice beam.
Like when I got ice beamed on the falling platform.
Yeah, he survived that.
Yeah, I did. I knew that I was gonna survive too. I'm like, all right, I'm fine. I don't take fall damage here, but it looks flashy. All right, so TTF's in the temple while Striker.
Yeah, he
is
opts
still
not to reset.
I think that's the right play with these resources. He could have mummy jumped, but he mummy bombed.
Yeah, can't really blame him. He's got a ton of bombs. I think he knows he's ahead. He doesn't want to do anything risky. But yeah, he could have a couple deaths and still have a substantial lead.
I
We
think
haven't
Striker's
seen.
gonna push it a little bit. Oh, that's a bad layout for TTF.
Yeah, he's got these bombs. Hopefully that arrow shaft doesn't do something funky. Okay. Yeah, just 1 level left. I don't know if he'll go for the safe strat. But he's on a good pace. All of our winning
He got
races.
crushed.
That's I thought something like that happened. Yeah, when you drop the boulder. I thought it was either that or like he got aggro.
I don't know
Nice
if that's...
back whip for TTF.
Yeah.
There.
I was like, I didn't know if that was the way, but then the compass was there.
Yeah. That compass is really came in handy. Actually, it comes in
Worst
handy in the
case there,
temple
he
more
could have
than.
had to bomb again, but
Yeah,
he
and
knew
he
that
has a
that
lot
was
of
the way.
bombs. He's got enough bombs for super safe strats. I think all of our winning races have been within like a minute and a half of each other.
Yeah,
so
he's
far
doing
today.
speed strats.
Yeah, that's a good call. That bomb should be
correct.
good.
Yep.
He's got
I don't do
more
that
than
strat,
enough.
Where you
The safe one, or
no, where you put it down, pick it up, and then turn around and drop it.
you do the whip. And
I
then,
did the whip one,
yeah.
back facing it, which is like, I don't know, on stick, on analog stick, it's so hard to just do the pivot without moving.
It's
But probably
D-padded. It's hard to.
Maybe it's just something in the game.
Pretty sure TTF uses a controller. I'm not sure which interface
GG
exactly though.
TTF. So
But yeah,
2154.
Sub 22. I wasn't sure if it was going to be under 22, but
I
yeah.
think every winning race has been sub 22.
Yep. And then the best one we had was Krill. Krill's was like a 2054 or so.
Yeah.
So,
This is where you start getting to the stage where people don't mess around anymore. They start going with the sub 22s.
yeah, we haven't had any slow victories so far. No crazy fast victories though, but there's also been a fair amount of bad RNG today. Not in terms of like shotgun trolls, but just like some level generation has been pretty rough.
I think
A lot of
Kurt
dark
had one
levels.
shotgun troll.
Yeah, I think he did.
But then, so do we have the bracket available? I'd like to see what the.
Let's see. I think the
round-
next
okay.
race. Oh, there we go.
So next race should be the 3 o'clock race, which is Link
Yeah, it'll
versus
be Lincoln
Cold.
Cold. We're running
Okay.
quite a bit ahead of schedule. I'm not sure.
Yeah, we actually, this is
It's-
X again. So we actually don't have word from Cold just yet. So I'm talking with Mazrak
who?
right now if we should do our race first and see if Cold gets back by the time we finish.
Yeah,
So-
you can't really penalize him for being not here.
Yeah, I
a
mean,
half hour early or something, but you know that would be a good solution to this.
Yep, so probably continue to watch GS for a little while. Never mind.
Yeah.
I think
That was
yeah,
TTF stream. But yeah, I think we'll put on the waiting screen for just a moment while I figure out whether I'm racing or whether Cold comes online. So please stand by. This countdown will be inaccurate. Alright guys, so a little bit of a change in the schedule. We're going to have myself versus Mazarak, and we're going to push back the later runners until, let's see, push back the later runners until 3:30 or whenever we end up finishing. So Maz and I have discussed a method by which we can both take off at the same time. I will be talking to him on Discord and mute myself, and commentary will be by Jake and Kenny. So I'll talk
Sounds
to
good.
Maz and...
Wait, could they hear us that whole time when the weight stream was up?
I don't think for about 5 minutes of it, but we're all
Oh,
good.
come on. Oh, well. Oh, that's funny. We were just
Yeah.
talking like they could hear us, but that's
It'd be
fine.
nice
I wanted
if
to talk
you
about it with
guys
you anyway.
verified that you can hear us on stream, but if not, it's okay. Stuff happens.
Okay, so we see X's and Maz here.
Looks like Ix is going to be using this Black Ninja, which is actually a really nice sprite. Thanks. Yeah, we were just talking about some of the seeding, some of the potential
Yeah, we were talking about the
matchups
the
towards
bracket
the end.
a little bit.
Yeah. Okay, so we have a super even start for both these guys.
Yeah, that was actually really even. I have no idea how they did that, but they did it. I really like Maz's skin there. The I don't know what color Eskimo is that. Navy.
I'll have to see it again. Maz had a little bit of trouble with the blackout glitch, but he did end up getting it. Yeah. I think it was like dark blue.
I'm colorblind, so the blue and purples are bad sometimes, but it doesn't really matter much. It's what, like a 5-second loss to begin with, in the
Yep.
beginning or so.
Yeah, it's not going to. I mean, they could. These two guys could finish within 5 seconds of each other, but it hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
We had
And
one race
from the
that came down to
beginning-
Olmec.
Mhm.
I can't remember who,
Yeah. Typically, it doesn't have. Which one was it?
but I can't either. But they were on like the exact same stomp. One of the runners died though, but it was the guy who was like on a second or so behind anyway.
I don't remember races.
I wouldn't worry about it. TNF, we can't really do anything mid race, so it's all good. So Ix has a pretty good tutorial with 120, actually, probably one of the better ones we've seen today. Mazarak really not far behind, like Jake said, just cost about 5 seconds there with that blackout glitch. Had a little bit of issue getting it, but weird layout there for Ix. Even uses a rope and there's still fall damage, which is always rude. So both of them basically on about the same pace. Mazarak gets a really nice 1-3 though, and Ix gets an arrow. So Mazarak pulled ahead, troll arrow, and also Mazarak gets a dream pit. So some really nice RNG here for Mazarak, but also he's just handling the levels really well. There wasn't really anything Ix could do fast and safe with the arrow trap he got. But as a result, he's just being a little careful. Mazarak almost with a sub 30 mines, which is pretty intense. 30-second mines. It's gotta hurt to have to do a reset there. I think we lost Jake momentarily. But yeah. Can chat hear me okay? So in terms of the this pace for Mazarak is just insane. He okay, thanks guys, yeah. 30 seconds, that's by far the best split we've seen on the bomb. But he just took an arrow to the face. He had an extra HP, and Ix is he's getting some bad layouts, but you know, he's handling them well. The arrow he took couldn't really do anything about it. Like I said.
Hello.
Hey Jake.
Hi. Yeah, Discord acted up for me. It crashed.
Okay, yeah.
So no,
It's all good. It's all good. We got Was that another? Yeah, 2 sub 40s in a row for Maz. That one was a much higher sub 40, but his pace into the 10K is really good. Ick's not far behind though, because I mean, the early splits, 10 seconds or so, it doesn't really matter that much. It's still exciting to see fast splits like that, but yeah, Ick's, I mean, he's right in there. He's doing the delivery as well, the one rope. So this is really the first super interesting split here. Well, they're all interesting, but a lot can change on the 10K split. We haven't really seen anyone get a really nice jetpack Matic shot for a fast double delivery.
We haven't even seen like a snake pit.
No, I'm not sure we have seen a snake pit for the double delivery. It might happen.
I got one earlier in practice. I got a snake pit.
I think it's
crust specs.
Nice.
Yeah, no.
Did they just show up when you blew up for the Matic?
No, I was Maticking out of the snake pit.
Oh, cool.
In those like 2 tiles in between where the Matic is and the exit.
I got a snake pit with a crust Matic on the other side of the level the other day.
Oh my.
Yeah, so that was cool. And I don't know if I've had that before, but
in the tutorial yesterday, I had a crust web gun fall on my head.
Oh, we had
like, who does that?
Someone got a crust cape today. Choka did on his tutorial, but it was pretty useless.
It's so weird. Like, why did they put items in the crust? It's like such a small thing like that, where they're just like, oh, that would be a cool thing. They don't realize how big of an impact that has.
The interesting thing about it is they all have I think they all have the same possibility of being in the crust.
Oh, is that right? So a crust combat could be a crust jetpack?
Yeah, basically, exactly.
I didn't know that. Alright, so Maz is onto 2 bombs. He continued from the mines while Ix is resetting and going back to the shortcut.
Yeah, not far behind here for Ix. He gets a nice, well, the first half of this level looked nice, but it zigzags a bit. Mazarak getting some snails and tikis, handling it well. Nice caveman bop there. He's making good time. Neither of them are getting really nice layouts right now. Mazarak had some great layouts early on, but they're definitely not ideal right now. There's a really nice 2-2 for Ix, nice 6-second level.
And Maz has gone all the way through the jungle without using a bomb to bomb anywhere, which is kind of rare, I think.
Yeah, he didn't really have a great situation for it. Maybe could have saved a second or 2.
Death on the 2-bomb split.
Yeah, one death for Ix there. It's not going to be crazy costly. It's still early, but I want to say
now
maybe
he's behind by a whole split, pretty much.
Yeah, I want to say it probably cost him about 30 seconds, maybe a little more. Yeah, quite a bit of race left though. We have Maz going into the shortcut for the 2 rope. Thankfully, this snail didn't shoot out a super fast bubble.
Oh my God, that frog got obliterated by a boomerang.
Oh, a troll snail for Ix. It just took out an HP though. Should be good still.
Yeah, he didn't
Mazarak making
juggled or anything.
Yeah, he could have got juggled there. We've got Mazarak taking a boomerang. Really fast pickup there. That's cool. You don't really see that on a controller that often.
No, the instant pickup is like kind of hard, but if you do the 2-finger method, then it's much more consistent.
Yeah, I think there's some bindings you can use that make it just as good as keyboard though, if you really want to. No, I don't mean like macros. I mean
just like having a better setup for it. Just
having
like having your pickup and jump and bomb be like right next to each other instead of across.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. Alright, so Ix was playing safe because he only had 1 health there. He's now into the 2 ropes. He has to use
he got the delivery. Mazarak into the shotgun. I didn't see if he was under 8, but he's right there.
Why is Ix stealing there?
I don't know. The cape might help. Could help him progress
he just
down.
Wanted the maybe
the ropes. Maybe.
The ropes.
He was down a rope, so there's some more ropes.
I'd like to hear about this.
Okay.
Later. Unmaz has the black market.
It hasn't. Oh.
Oh, all right. So if Ix can get out of here, it's only like a 2-level delay now.
Yeah, so far, I would say the shop robbery for Ix hasn't cost him any time. It probably has saved him a couple seconds, actually. He's got the,
This is a bad situation. Okay. Sometimes that rushing water shopkeeper can just be brutal.
yeah, he'll just bounce off the wall like that. Meanwhile, we have another, black mark for Maz. He opts for a safer robbery on this one, which is smart. Really nice setup, actually. He doesn't get a
Jetpack?
jetpack, though,
Nope.
but, I mean,
Oh my god, he's
you
just
know,
cascading the hell out of him.
yeah, there might be a jetpack in the relay, actually, but
Nope.
rare. So, you know, Mazarak's got pretty
Oh,
ridiculous.
gloves too. Alright, well.
Yeah, I think he hesitated on the gloves, then ended up thinking they were a good idea, which
Bad.
I think they are. I think this is a good decision. I agree with it, going back up to make this easy. Meanwhile, we have Ix only a level behind now.
Oh, I
He's got a
fixed the
black mark
camera just to
himself.
mock me for saying the camera was bad.
Yeah,
He
so
found a black market too.
yeah, this race actually got closer.
If Ix finds a
Because of-
teleporter here, does he take it just to go to 2-4 as fast as possible and grab a shotgun there?
I'd say no, but that's actually a really good idea for PB runs.
Yeah.
Can save a good amount of time.
It's actually
Yo.
like the small optimizations in this run that just like push it. But
Oh, yeah, it's,
not race safe at all.
Yeah, exactly. That was pretty brutal, honestly. He didn't have a good setup to get the shopkeepers down quick.
And he got kind of unlucky that the guy got out of there.
Yeah. He gets another shop right away. It's a bad shop, but we had Mazarak going down on the shotgun split once. Mazarak's making really good time in these ice caves.
And he has a lot of stuff too.
Yeah,
He just
Mazarak
doesn't
is
have the
playing
extra room.
really well right now. He's got an Ankh. He's headed for a really nice triple delivery and pace into Key. But
He could probably be sub 12 if he's like.
yeah,
looking.
I think we've only had a couple of those. I think Groomp had one. I want to say Krill did. T might have. Meow might have two on one of his early races, but I'm not sure. But
Let's
he's
see how kind this mothership is though.
nice record.
Oh wow, the cape saves him.
Wow, he
He's
does
a rope,
have.
though.
Yeah, he had one he could use, and he does have the Ankh, so it's not like as scary of a situation as it could be yet.
And he has gloves, so even if he had to like bomb the right side and go up that way, that would be fine too.
Yeah.
Oh, the
I think
mid's
he-
actually kind of hurting him a little bit.
Yeah, this is
That-
interesting. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, that alien, I was like, that's.
I
gonna
think
go
he
weird.
knows. Yeah, that could have been a weird trajectory. I think he probably knows that he has a lead on Ix right now because he's doing
Yeah.
some safe moves. Whoa!
Oh,
Just as I
well,
said that, he did a crazy,
Yeah, okay, safe.
risky
sure.
exit in
I'm not sure what
3.4.2.
safe is like in your book.
Yeah, well, the bombing in the mothership, but not in 3.4.2. But
Ix
He
gets
handles
his
it.
shotgun in.
yeah, Ix
And,
not far behind.
Oh, is he gonna take the step back?
Interesting.
He could have with the mine.
Yeah, it was a tough call.
I think like I practiced it a little bit. It's
Whoa.
worth it.
Whoa!
Okay.
What is
you
happening
didn't
right
get-
now?
You didn't get ice or shot.
That was crazy. That was great.
Oh wow.
He just
okay.
went under the shopkeeper with a parachute. That was
And he's
great.
taking the bombs here. That's a good play.
I think we have a highlight there.
That was crazy. This. though,
Meanwhile, we
like-
have
Wow. All right, so
Mazarak,
eggplant.
had to
Nope.
skip an eggplant plant seed. So yeah,
So
we
Ix
do.
has no extra ropes though.
That's right. He has a ton of bombs.
How's he gonna get?
Yeah, I guess he's
He's
not
not
going for
going
the
for
triple. Honestly, probably a good call. He's those are some nice bombs.
Spamming bombs. That mine. Okay, it's fine. Alright, so Maz still hasn't found his key. He leaves without checking that sub room there. But it's kind of rare that they would have been there. Both pieces.
All right, now
would
is
have had to be
Ix
there.
going to go for the strat he hates? He's thinking
No
about
way.
it.
He actually did the wrong
No, he's
reset
not.
there.
Yeah, only cost a
Let's
few
see.
seconds. That was funny. He trolled us.
Yeah, I was like, he's definitely gonna not do it. But
Now, if he loses the race by 1 second, that's gonna hurt.
That was 2 full damage.
Yeah, she should be okay though. He's only got to do a few levels, and he ends up getting a fast level thanks to that drop.
And Maz has his key. No
Yeah,
extra
Maz is
resources.
no, but he's making really great time on this split.
Yeah, he's just booking it.
Yeah, I don't know if he realizes his lead, but
Is he gonna get these? Yep. What?
got an extra bomb bag.
Oh, parachute again.
Parachutes are coming into play a lot. He is getting some generous layouts, but like I say often, he's also handling the platforming well. It'd be nice
Isn't
if he
that Cape
picked up.
Mirror?
Yeah, that would be huge, but
He had the option to buy paste earlier, but he didn't. He didn't have enough money. Oh,
there's a
his-
cave. Let's see. Okay,
he's
that
just
is.
gonna put a bomb down. Yep.
Yeah, that is great. That'll
All
help
right,
him
that's
a lot.
pretty free.
Yeah, I mean he doesn't have a compass, but
X might be screwed here.
yeah, I can't tell if
I don't know
the
how
bounce
you get up
pad.
there.
Oh, there we go.
Okay.
I wasn't sure if it would reach.
That was a little nuts.
Where's the key? Okay, thought got confused for a
This is
second.
bad. Yeah, that was a bad situation.
Mazarek's
in the
on
key.
pace for the best time of the tournament, I think.
Oh yeah, definitely. He's blazing through this.
The cape's going to help him, so I don't know. The race is not
Nope.
over. I mean, look at
Scary.
that. He came really close to getting frozen. It's nice he doesn't have aggro, but the race is definitely not over. With the pace Mazarek's moving at, there could be something that goes wrong. I don't
Right.
think there will be, but never know.
No, but if he ends up under the level, then he's screwed. But
Actually, yeah,
race.
that's right. In chat, Maz has the best race in the tournament right now. He has, I think, was it T or Krill also has a sub 19, but it was a little bit slower than Maz's. And Maz is our #1 seed. He doesn't have the best PB, but
he is the best qualifying time.
yeah, and I've seen him on pace to beat my time in the past, especially
Oh, really?
back when Yep,
Wow.
he had a world record run, get a pace run, get a jetpack on the key split, and it was world record pace,
my
but
God.
he died like I think in the ice caves with it.
That's sad.
This is kind of crazy though. He's on pace for like a 1730 or so.
Yeah, he's in the temple already. He didn't have to reset because he has his full resources except for 1 rope. This level's a little slow though.
Yeah, that cape is it's helping all throughout this split.
So Ix is in the jungle now with the key. So it would
Yeah,
probably
Ix
take what,
relatively
2
fast.
or 3 deaths in the temple. But it's been done before it happens.
Yeah, in one of Mazarek's races last year, actually, I think versus Link ended up, I think, beating Maz because of some tempo
Right.
deaths for Maz. But Maz, he's definitely a more precise and fast, accurate player now. Actually, as we can see, he didn't have any trouble in that tempo, and it wasn't super easy tempo.
But he only has 3 bombs, so
Oh, he's going up top. I can't really blame him for that. It would have been nice to see a crazy.
oh, not a cape. Yeah, he got another cape. This is what it looks like.
Is that the Olmec character? He's got enough bombs.
Yeah.
Okay, he's on pace for a sub 18, which I'm not sure if we saw a sub 18 last year. I feel like we probably did though.
Is it going to be sub 8? No, it's not going to be with the safe strats. But,
Yeah, not quite.
but still, that's going to be a really solid time.
Yeah.
Proving that he deserves to be the 1 seed. Well, Ix takes a death in the jungle, and I think he's just waiting for Mass to finish at this point. Because he knows, he's been watching.
But yeah, I mean, this race would have been.
That's scary. That's just not guaranteed.
Wow.
Okay.
Okay.
18,
Very
1810,
insane.
1809. Wow.
Yeah, I mean, this a better time than we might see in the finals. You know.
Wow.
Very, very good showing from Maz. Really impressive. And Ix, he held his own for most of that race. A couple deaths later on were a little bit costly, but overall Mazarek just they probably got similar RNG. Mazarek got that cape on the key split, which really helped. Yeah. Really good showing,
Yeah,
and
that
something
was
to
a really
notice.
good race.
Ix, it was. That was really intense. I like seeing the really fast ones like that. They're all fun though. But yeah, something to note is Ix isn't out of the tourney. He'll be back, I think, on next Saturday.
This Saturday.
Yeah. So he's into the lower bracket.
Yeah, this one was a winner's side race. The next one, which is Link vs. Cold, is a lower bracket. So half
Yep.
the races today were upper, half were lower. The ones that lose in the upper bracket are not eliminated. They're put into the lower bracket. But the ones that were already in the lower bracket and lose, they do get eliminated.
Right.
It gets a little tricky with the double elimination format, but
Yeah,
there's
once
still...
6 is back on, I wanted to ask him about the final, but I probably just missed
Well,
the
the
explanation
final
of it.
is I think it's best of 3, and it's not there's no reset.
There's no
So
double elimination on it.
no,
So
there's
like
no reset. If the loser's person wins, then that's just it. There's no
okay.
bracket reset.
Okay. That's what I was wondering.
Yeah, there was conversation about that at one point in the
Oh, okay.
AS+O chat on Discord. Well,
Oh,
there's like arguments for both sides, but like Ix
Our-
made the call.
our bot had an issue. Our night bot was trying to get the URLs for our runners, but that's okay. Yeah, we got one race left. Looks like we do have Cold. Ix will probably hop on mic here soon. I'm not certain yet, but I'm sure he's.
Hey, I was just
There's
doing
always. Hey,
just doing some stuff in the background, but we've got
nice race, dude.
yeah, thanks. We've got our last race of the day with Cold and Link Ruler. They're both in an SRL chat room, and I think we're gonna use that to take off. So I've told them they can start whenever they're ready.
Oh, nice. Link's using the red Link sprite. He got me to use that as my main sprite for like a month there, but the flips were really hard to
How
get
do you
used to.
use the flips?
I really like the sprite, just the flips were hard. I have the
I
same
wonder
problem
if it
with
could
the
be
bubble
like
bottles.
remade without flips.
They can. It's actually not that hard, but he also looks a lot different than most of the Splunky sprites, so he doesn't fit
Yeah.
as well.
He's
Okay,
like more
so
But that's
we-
just a
We've got
personal
a
preference.
countdown with
All right.
5 seconds left, and I will sync the videos as soon as that becomes relevant. And we're off-ish.
And
Okay,
Cold
Link.
is our resident
Cool.
robot runner. Now this is an elimination match, I believe.
Yes, it is. This
Yeah,
is a
they each
lower
have-
bracket match.
Yeah, they each have one loss at this point. Something crazy was after. Was it before or after? I can't remember. But Link got a ridiculous low percent run.
Yeah,
Yesterday.
right before the race yesterday.
Oh, right
he was doing
before.
a practice run, and we actually got to commentate about half of it but we didn't know that it was a real low percent run. We thought it was from the jungle exit.
Oh my
From the jungle
goodness.
shortcut. But yeah, he finished at 254 as his warm up.
Yeah, I haven't watched the last bit of the stream yesterday.
Yeah, it was
But I plan
actually,
to.
I think, a huge highlight.
That's crazy. I gotta see that. I watched the Twitch video, the mossranking.com video of it, but I didn't know it was actually during
Yeah, it was
the
actually
cast.
on the Moss ranking.
Wow, that's
stream,
awesome.
That the second half of it.
Oh yeah,
For an audience.
something I wanted to point out was Ix told me yesterday that Meow PB'd during his race. And I couldn't tell like if he was serious or not, but he wanted to keep me in the dark about it a bit so that my reactions were genuine. So it actually worked out. And Meow did win his race.
Earlier?
No, he didn't. He didn't PB. It's just he jokingly told me PB'd like to throw me off
not
so
nice.
that no, it was all good. It made my reactions more genuine. But yeah, so for this race we have basically even.
Yep, even. That's what it's pretty much going to be unless one of them takes a death, because they're pretty even as far as platforming ability goes.
Yeah, that's right. Cold has I would say more untapped potential than Link, but like Cold, I think he has an eggplant run, but he doesn't have a low percent hell run, and Link does have a low percent hell run.
And Link is a little more rusty.
That's true. Yeah, I think Link. I think he started college this year, so he's been a
Yeah, he
little.
started college. He's been working. Busy guy. But he always
Yeah,
participates in these tournaments.
yeah, and I can't get over that he got that low percent PB because he wanted sub 3 for so long. He must have
Yeah.
been so happy. That's
Him
awesome.
and I, we were just like trying to get sub 3 for so long, and then he doesn't try and he gets it. That's how it goes with a lot of these things, though.
Yeah, that's Spelunky.
So Link, they're both in 1-4 now.
Yeah,
Gold is a
they both
tiny
had a
bit lead, but
yeah.
it's
They
pretty
both got some
similar.
bad level generation there.
I think they're like exited on the same frame,
Yeah, right
Wow.
around there.
or at least it matched up from the playback. That was insane. That was like super synced.
So neither of them are getting
Ooh,
really
Link
fantastic
takes an arrow.
levels.
Cole takes an arrow too. They're just mirroring each other.
Yeah, so they both need to be a little bit careful for the rest of the split. They don't want to.
Yeah, like if
Take a-
Link jumped right there, because like a lot of people just jump at the start of a level, he would have taken that arrow.
Yep, that's right.
So Cold bombs through here.
Yeah, nice bomb and rope from Cold there.
I like when people just use their stuff because you can't use it after you reset. So just
Yeah,
try and
it,
get rid of it.
It didn't used to really be part of AS+O, but then people started learning more about the run and how to optimize it. It's definitely a different play style than just a regular low percent run.
Oh, definitely. Low percent feels more restrictive after you play ASO because it's like I want to bomb down through there, but I can't.
Yeah, exactly. It's actually can be a little bit of a shock to your reflexes and stuff. But
That's
sometimes
how
in low
it's
percent,
like getting off a treadmill. Going
yeah,
back to
pretty
low
much, yeah.
percent.
You can basically
Adjust.
a lot of top runners will use ropes like in the ice caves and stuff, but that's significantly later.
Yeah, and even in the jungle to go past tiki traps, use the rope sometimes.
Yeah, that's right actually.
But also with the jungle, you want to look for low percent health sometimes or max. So it's actually like almost like this in that you want to conserve the right resources.
Tricky arrow there for Cold.
Link has a dark
Just because
level
he.
on the 10k split.
Yeah,
Oh my
meanwhile, Cold on the 10k split is down to 1 HP already into 1-3. He needs some money. He's not in a dire situation with the money, but yeah.
I feel like Link is playing just like he's going so fast. He's like rushing a little bit. Meanwhile,
Yeah,
he's
I mean,
normal, so-
in some of these later matches, it's hard not to. It's hard to ever really justify.
he's not stopping.
being safe.
Oh, he got hit.
He's
by
been
a-
getting some troll arrows. I mean, like, he stopped there because he knows he's on 2 HP now.
Cold
So
uses
it's a little bit
bomb
more
here,
important.
which is
That was
smart.
a smart bomb, yeah.
Take the damsel.
He's not going to want to continue, I think.
This is pretty bad.
Yeah. Just taking it really safe. I agree with this play, honestly. All right.
He doesn't even go for the arrow whip. He's just has no interest in this level.
Yeah. 1-4. It kills a lot of paces.
Okay, so they're both gonna reset and both go back to the jungle shortcut from the main area here.
Yep, with
It's
just
probably the right play on both parts. And Link gets a Tiki Village immediately.
yeah, I don't know. It might have made sense to reset, but well, I guess it was only like a half level Tiki Village.
Yeah, it was a
really.
short one.
Yeah, some of them just zigzag all 4 layers.
Oh, Cold
Yeah.
gets a really nice
Oh, yeah.
path there.
That was fantastic. Was that 2-1 though? I think the top of the level might have. Yeah, the top of the level was a little long. Smart bomb, and he knows
Well,
right
for
away.
us. Alright, so Link has a pretty uneventful
Ooh.
2-2 there. Well,
Scary
Cold
man trap there.
dodge.
Yeah.
Where this run starts to open up a bit is the shotgun split and the because you get some bad RNG there. It can be bad because you have to do so much more. And
Yeah,
even
yeah.
the 2 ropes, it's sometimes really hard to get off the 2 rope split just because you're anticipating that you're gonna have to do the shotgun split.
It's basically easy to get stuck on any split after the first few.
Yeah. Because they require more and the levels are just harder.
Yeah.
It's like the tunnel man he just takes a little too much from you. But
Yeah.
it's like, okay, I'm willing to give up this much. He just wants to take a little more than that.
Yeah. So we have Cold with the 2-bomb delivery, and Link as well. So
They're really tied. This
really
is
close,
cool.
yeah. Link has a very tiny lead. He gets a Dead or Restless level, unfortunately, on the
Traditional
wrong
Dead or
split for
Restless
it.
on the two ropes.
Yeah,
It always
a little bit
happens.
troll. And a shop, so if he gets shotgun trolled, it would feel pretty bad.
Yeah, yeah, that would actually be terrible if like you're just like, oh, okay, you give me 2 shotguns there and none here.
Yeah. Same
So
thing's
let's
happening
put
with
it
Cold
down.
here.
Yeah. You want to see Dead or Restless. I mean, it's still good because it's kind of faster than most levels.
Yeah,
And
yeah, it
you know,
usually
there's
is.
not gonna be a man trap or something, but
Yeah.
ooh, Link gets a black market too. Don't use
Yeah.
all your shotgun chances here.
I agree with the decision to go in there.
Yeah, I think
They
so.
don't make 2-4 not an impossible level. Dead
I
or
actually
Restless
love
market
seeing the
too.
late black market on just like low percent runs like this. Just because
Yeah,
it's
me
so
too.
nice. You get a free exit to the ice caves pretty much.
All these tikis though, there's got to be a higher spawn rate for tikis in 2-4. Can't confirm it, but I have
There's a feeling
suspicions.
about that.
Yeah.
That's been the feeling for a long time. Cold.
Yeah.
Alright, so Link's the first into the shotgun.
Yeah, Link had a
Uh,
slightly faster 2-rope split, partially thanks to the black market, but
Cold is right
also-
behind him.
yeah,
Ooh, Link
really
does
not
not take
much
the vault
separating.
there, which I agree with. It's early on.
yeah, I wouldn't want to take a 2-1 vault.
Oh, Cold gets massacred. There was like 50 enemies down there.
That was pretty dense.
He
does get a
finds
shop.
first. He gets
All
a
right,
shop
he
for his
gets the
troubles.
cape and the green gloves are really going to help him. Really nice shop here for Cold. It's what he needed to see to gain some ground on Link here. Meanwhile, Link at the end of 2-2 here, still no shop, so a little bit scary.
And the orange frog gave Cold a pretty nice path there. Oh, and he gets a shock, and he gets Dead or Restless now. So.
Okay, so Link did get
Oh my! He was like stuck inside the tiki for a second there. That was so weird. Uh oh, this is a.
This
bad
is a
one.
tricky. Yeah, this is tricky.
He
I
could
kind
go
of-
to the right and throw a bomb, or just float in, I guess. Yeah.
Oh.
Oh no, he forgot he had the mitt.
I
Alright,
forgot
he
to.
should be okay here.
Oh my goodness, that man trap just. Oh no!
Oh, no.
That was. Oh, he has the Ankh
He's
though,
the
so
Ankh. Okay, we're
that was
okay.
crazy.
We are okay.
Hey, you know that probably didn't even cost that much time because he's able to
Now
go
he
to
can
this
go
side.
safely. Yeah, that's actually a really
jetpack.
interesting thing.
He
that you
needs a
never think about.
shotgun. Yeah. He needs a shotgun though. He'll have the bombs for it. Yeah, there we go. He
That's
just needs.
probably not
He'll
gonna
have to
do
kill
much.
both of them though. Maybe there's a jetpack in the roulette. Spring boots are probably worth it.
Califrag someone up there maybe, if that's like beyond.
Yeah, it's
beyond.
too scary.
That's extra right there. Why do you go down here?
Oh no. What's?
This-
Oh my
what are you
goodness! I've
He
never
can cook
seen
a
that.
bomb and throw it up.
What is happening?
Oh
Go,
my god,
go,
he
go.
hit him with a rope.
What's?
Wait, did he hit him with the rope?
insane. The rope did hit him, but it didn't stun him. The guy bounced off of a corpse.
Wow.
He did use his rope there when he didn't need to, which is unfortunate. But at this point, he just wanted to get that delivery.
He could have,
That
I
was
guess.
pretty ridiculous.
up
I've never
Oh
seen.
my god.
I guess the shopkeeper can run over a one-tile gap if he's on water.
Yeah,
I
there's
don't know,
water too.
because normally he'll just fall down. Crazy.
Okay.
Hey, Elan.
Yeah, so we got both runners into the
Scary.
free bomb split. Neither of them are really primed for the triple delivery. But,
No, and both of them don't have aggro. I think, did Link do a reset? Yeah.
yeah, he
Which was
did.
smart. Making his way
But-
through here.
He could go
Thanks.
for that crate and maybe get ropes.
Looks like he's going to do the safe one at a time delivery,
Yeah.
which I think almost everyone who's done that has won their race. Maybe a couple have lost, but definitely seems like
That's
being a little
bad.
bit more
Sorry.
safe has helped.
He noticed he was at the bottom there in time.
Okay.
Gold is just bouncing around here. He always goes for the mothership delivery. Like,
Yeah.
he only has, yeah, he only had 3 bombs though. I mean 4 bombs, so he only had 1 shot. Maybe that crate has ropes?
Honestly, I hate this layout.
Oh.
If that crate had ropes, he could have went for it though, but it might have lost some time with being low percent. This layout is really.
This is brutal.
Come on, where's the exit?
It has to be to the right.
Yeah,
Unless...
but
okay.
oh my! At least there wasn't something crazy at the exit.
And Link's gonna get the jetpack, or just bomb through this. That's smart. So he doesn't have to use a rope on the left.
Yeah, he's almost done with the rope split, and there's really no need for the jetpack there. If he was on the 3 bomb split, I think it would have been more justified. Even then, it's kind of sketchy. Oh, did Link took a death? It looks like.
No, I don't think he did.
Oh, was that the Was he on the 3 bomb then?
He was on the 3 bomb. He delivered the 3 bombs.
Oh, okay.
And that was
I got
on the
that
3
wrong.
rope. Yeah.
So
It's just that Cole took so much time with that 3-4 that it looks
yeah,
like
that
it
was
was a
an
death.
awful 3-4 layout.
But no, they're pretty close still.
Yeah, they are
Enough
pretty
for the
close.
Entrance.
That's a
There's
good
another
call.
bomb to
He
get
just
to
has to get
There you
good.
go.
Well done.
Let's see how he gets this alien out of the way. He's trying to throw the rock at it.
There we go.
Okay. Oh, he's going for the corner. Okay. So
Alright.
Link is the first into the keys.
Just one level ahead, so this 3-4 is a lot nicer than the other one. It's still a little bit weird with that mammoth. You don't really want to see that. Oh, that was a smart move with the landmine.
Yep.
So he doesn't have to worry about the mammoth. Onto the key, yep. Still, either one of these guys could win. Alright, just taking care of a couple behind the scenes things. So Link Roller gets a jetpack on the key split here, which is pretty awesome. Oh, looks like we lost Jake for a little bit. But yeah, this race got a little bit... That's cool, Jake. That's cool. So it looks like this race, the gap between the runners is opening up a little bit. It hasn't yet, but this shop that Link got can really help him. I mean, he's suddenly on like a really decent race pace now. But yeah, these shopkeepers can, they can really mess you up, especially the jungle exits. Every exit really, but the jungle in particular has some nasty exits when you have aggro.
Hello?
Hey, Jake.
Oh my
Yes.
god, yeah. Discord does not like me today.
That's cool. We've had probably less tech issues than usual today. But they're always expected on these things. There's nothing you can
At
do
least
about
it's
it.
not a computer
times.
problem or a blue screen or whatever.
Yeah, my laptop crashed last week, but I'm on the desktop today.
Oh my god, Link has a jetpack.
Yep, he got a jetpack in the mines. He also got a compass, which is going to make the ice caves incredibly fast. He's got I guess I would call it a commanding lead now, assuming he doesn't die on the key split, because...
Yeah, it seems like it. Oh, and the shopkeeper gets stunned, so
Ow.
he bounces on her pretty
Insult to injury, the shopkeeper is murdered. Brutal. But Cold, he's keeping up despite having the low mobility here. Rushing water level with a bad exit. Wow, that seemed like a risky key throw, but it looked like he knew what he was doing with it. Okay, so we have Link moving into the ice caves. He's not quite on sub 20 pace, I want to say, but
Nearly, but
yeah, he's on pace for like this.
He's gonna just stomp him.
Yeah, thankfully he got the spike boots
and didn't get stunned.
Yeah, there's a jetpack for Cold. Yeah, this is a good call. Can't quite afford it, so he knows not to use the.
And he gets a compass too. Wow.
Yeah, he can make up some ground, but I think this is the first time we've had both runners on the key split with the jetpack on the key split at the same time. But
this is huge.
Yeah. Just a couple levels left for Link. Just being safe here. This is a really.
I really hope they both make it through the key split. That way.
I think they will. Yeah. I mean, this race is closer than it looks right now. We could have like 4-1 death for Link, say, and he would be behind. And on top of this, Cold has more bombs. So if Cold can opt to continue, and he'll have a faster Olmec.
And Link did mention to me that he forgot how to do the safe strats. So he's going in on Olmec no matter what. Oh my god, this blast. Okay.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Took it really safe. As a result, Cold gained some ground, but Cold's still 2 levels behind. But it's actually still a really close race. So I agree with the decision not to reset for Link. He's got a lot of HP.
And you almost can't reset because he knows that Cold is right on his tail.
That's right.
Good
that's
resources.
Right. Okay, here we go. Cold. The exit subroom. All right, Cold gets the key delivery.
This is the closest race that we've ever had, I think.
Well, we've had some that came down to Olmec, but this one will come down to Olmec too, because one Olmec death would make
definitely
would put Cold in the lead. Yeah, and Cold is about 7 or 8 seconds.
And he's got the bombs to be
safe. That's what I was gonna say. He's got, even without safe strats, he's got a bit of an advantage with bombs.
Isn't that kind of cool that he went in behind, but because of his resources, he's almost ahead?
Yeah.
Link almost takes it out there.
Link got some. Oh no!
All right, it's on Link. Link, this is your one chance. If Link dies here, then Cold is ahead. Because he will have a head start going through.
He might go up top. Okay, he's not. He's going for it.
He's just going for it.
He's got 5 HP. He's got 7 ropes. He can't eliminate some of the stomps because he doesn't have bombs, but...
Cold is already in 4-2. So this really comes down to Link finishing here. If he's not
definitely.
able to. Cold is a huge advantage.
Cold took some damage. So now Link could die and still have a chance.
Yeah, if Link dies, then they're in the same spot.
Wow,
right,
really
Link
nice pit exit for Link there. Gets the nice sub 40.
Sub 21.
Olmec fight. Yep, sub 21. That's our second. Was that our second fastest race of the day? Yeah, really nice showing from Link. And I mean, Cold did great himself too. He was on pace for like a 22.5 minute run, but yeah, Link just plowed through with that jetpack. Dealt with some bad RNG at points.
And Cold played really well. He, I think without that death at the end, he might have even won. Without that temple death.
Yep. So, yeah, Ixax asked me to close out the show. So he pulled up the bracket here, upper bracket and the lower bracket for next Saturday on the 20th. As you can see, we have some ridiculously hyped matches coming up. We got Mazarak versus Spef, Krill versus T. Those are the only 4 people who haven't lost a race yet.
Right, those people are in the upper bracket, so the losers of that race will not be out of the tournament. They move to the lower bracket.
That's right. And all of that, the whole final of the tournament will be happening on the following Sunday. And yeah, as you can see from the bracket here, we'll have Link and TNF. TNF is extremely highly seeded, but, Link just took out Cold you know, and Cold was even higher seeded than TNF, so anything can happen there. Ix is a higher seed than Meow. Meow has a better PB, but yeah, we've had both of them have one loss. Both of them have at least one win. Ix, I think, has two because Meow had a bye. And then we have you, Jake, versus TTF.
Myself versus
Really
TTF,
close.
which is going to be really close.
Yeah, all of these matches actually could go either way next week. It's crazy. And then the bracket will form itself based
the one
on
that
what.
I think has the least amount of data is Chocolate Cake versus Kirby, because like no one knows what their potential is. They both do so well.
Yeah,
like...
they've both made a lot of big strides over the last year, especially I think Kirby had a crazy no gold time, but Cake has great AS+O time, and he's got a fast low percent hell axis. Yeah.
So all of these races look really good. We'll be here Saturday the 20th, 1 week from yesterday.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'll be at this concert I had tickets for a long time ago. Oh yeah, that's the GDQX match. Ix and Meow will be at GDQX the week after the tournament finals, which is going to be really cool. Meow will be running and Ix will be on commentary.
Oh, and Cold finishes.
Yep, got a nice 23-minute run. That would have won a lot of races in this tournament. As the bracket goes forward and as the tournament goes forward, obviously faster times are going to be needed. But yeah, that was still a really respectable time and shown from Cold this whole tournament. So I did get word that Groomp is streaming a score run, I think. So
yeah, I saw that.
Saturnin and Ix went ahead and asked me to give Groomp a raid. So we're going to go ahead and
pressure
do that.
on Groomp.
Yeah, all the pressure. There we go.
Raid him with the colon V.
Yeah. Oh, that's a good idea, actually. Or since Ix got that out probably before we did. Groomp's all scared now. Don't worry, Groomp. It's going to be fun. But yeah, thanks for hanging out, everyone. I think we're off mic now. It's a little bit hard to time all of that.